live.
Greetings and welcome to you, all of ye brave citizens out there watching our wonderful D20 Live. It is Sunday, and it's time for some more Tales from Evrand, everybody! Woo! Yeah. Hell yes. I am, of course, your kind of benevolent DM, Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawat. We are on this wonderful channel here with the D20 Live crew playing ourselves some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. This is our 5th episode in our narrative that we've been running. It's been super fun putting this together with you guys, and I'm really excited for today's episode. But of course, where would we be without our intrepid heroes? Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm the most intrepid of the heroes.
On the top of our list here, of course, we've got Big Mike of D20 Live fame, playing our good assassin,
our disaster,
our stabby disaster boy, Matthias.
I want Big Mike here. I don't have to promote D20 Live because you're here watching it. If you can rehear this, so come and check. Come and check the rest of the content we have out because all of it's good. And I am going to play a functional. No, not functional. A disaster. A rogue disaster.
A rogue disaster. And of course, we've got Nicole coming in playing Ariel, our UNT barbarian.
I'm Nicole. I'm going to be playing Ariel. She is a different kind of disaster than Big's character.
You know, oh my God! When you just referred him as Big, I was like, it makes me think of Big the cat from like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm just like, it's Big the Mike.
I'm gonna go fishing. Has anyone seen Froggy? That's all I know.
It's Big the Mike.
Big.
That's Big the Mike.
And of course, we've got Sam coming and playing Quinn the Vivacious, our half-elven bard.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sam, the production manager, otherwise known as Quinn the Vivacious. Yes, that's how you play bards. You got to put in the breathy voice, and you got to make everything sound like it's an innuendo.
I love you so
Leaning
much.
into that
Please don't beat
stereotype,
me.
I love it. Just shoulder to the wheel on that.
Whoa, we
And
got
of
a
course-
donation.
Oh, what do we
Oh,
got?
hey!
Steve the Sergios has donated $1. Hey, Doc, be mindful of the mind goblins.
I love you too, Steve. I'll do that. Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for the $1, Steve.
Thanks for the $1, my man.
It's $1. I love it.
It's $1 more than we had a second ago. Let's put it that
It's
way.
true.
That's right. And of course, last but certainly not least, we've got Jordan coming in playing Rodin, our human paladin of Helm.
I am a half elf. Excuse me.
No, you're not.
Did you misrace him? Did you
You
ignore his culture?
He's a human.
Am I?
Are you?
It
human?
says on his
No,
sheet
I
that
don't-
he's a human. He's been a human
Wow.
this whole time.
I'm a half elf this whole time.
He's been half elf this whole time.
Yeah, we only had one
Well-
human, remember? When we couldn't get...
Mind blown. Listen to that. So my name
So hold it-
Jordan.
hold-
I'm playing Naros, which is a elven name. Rodin.
I'm such a
We
good
did
DM,
five-
you guys.
We did 5 episodes. You thought he was human?
Yeah, because that's what he said, and that's what I wrote in his character file.
Well, we're gonna have to
Eh?
fix that for Patreon
At
now.
some
aren't
point
we?
in time, when he decided he wanted to be a half-elf, I wasn't notified.
Fair. I'm also technically half human, so you're not. You
I
get
am
Not
partial marks.
entirely wrong.
Partial marks, so it's good.
We'll give you
So
50%.
I am playing our secret paladin. And the reason for that is because it's a lot easier to catch people doing evil things when you don't look like a narc all of the time.
That's right.
That's true.
The Church of Helm kind of acts as a little bit like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. within the human kingdom here of Broweth. They do a lot of intelligence trading. They do a lot of justice work, but they mostly sort of do it from the alleys. They're not as in the front end open as a lot of other orders are. Now, when last we left our heroes here, they had made their way up to the forests just to the north of Bucklebury to speak with the leader of the free folk, the wanted man, Bodak the Animal. Realizing that a lot of this land, if not all of this land, was once belonging to elves, and a lot of the land had been taken by humans over a series of treaties and whatnot over the years, Bodak approached the party and said that they would like to meet with the nobility within Lion's Mane at a sort of neutral location where they could talk about potentially coming to some kind of agreement so that the remainder of the elves and druids and free folk that live in the forests can continue to do so and not be labeled as traitors and or thieves and criminals. Following that, the party brought those orders back to Lion's Mane, that message, and were promptly arrested for consorting with a known terrorist and were thrown in jail. Swiftly escaping that situation to the thanks of Matthias and absolutely throwing an entire funny court scene that I had written out the window.
Yeah.
You had goblin lawyers that I had lined up for you, and I was so excited.
We still might
What?
need those the days early.
We can still go to that.
Yeah,
Speaking,
Fibs and Spamsh, the two goblins that worked as the people selling T-shirts for the Goblin Rave that you guys busted earlier in the campaign, were going to be your lawyers. But sometimes, as a DM, this happens. You write things and they don't come to fruition.
You gave me a
Okay,
20-minute
so
speech about why I should
it's-
break out through an NPC. What the hell did you think was going to happen? I broke the fuck out.
Okay, but the day is early, and we might need them on retainer. So
but,
the day
by,
is early.
by the
We may
way,
yet still need them.
Steve has donated another $1.69 saying mine D's
the funny
mine
number.
goblin D's nuts.
Oh,
Good one.
Steve, you classy
Poggers.
motherfucker. Get to know the bar is right. My hand's still going.
There we go.
What's funny number?
And so, yeah.
Good job.
Promptly after escaping, you guys, during all of the chaos, while Garthus, the guard captain at the time, was assisting you guys in fighting out through some other prison guards and town guards that appear to be a part of the Shikolai cultists who have infiltrated the city. You guys managed to break out of a prison with not only the help of the guard captain, but also Thaddeus, the Chad half-orc that is friends with Ariel. You guys left them to fight as you guys escaped and hopped into a carriage being driven by Agent Calhoun, which was Jordan's character's sort of superior officer. You were brought into the Church of Helm, and you guys were sort of given a night's respite and in a safe house that they have there.
Played by none other than Sam Elliott, of course.
That's yeah. I just do
I
my
love your
best
boss.
Sam Elliott impersonation.
I think he's wonderful, and I want nothing more for them to yell at me with that beautiful voice he has. And I need that.
Sam Elliott.
That yes, I have a need.
I know. I want him to be my
Something
dad.
about
so-
you.
I want him to be my dad.
I want him to be my dad.
Will you
I
be
think I would
my
disappoint
dad,
him.
Sam?
Tell me I disappoint you,
relentlessly.
sir.
Boogie woogie woogie.
What?
Boogie woogie.
You are my dad.
You're my dad.
Oh my God, you people! Jesus Christ.
I know what I want to do
So-
at the top of the session if I can get away with it.
So you find yourselves now sort of waking up in the early to midday of the next day. At that point, the door to the church gets forced open quite quickly. An injured paladin of Helm comes stumbling in. Some of the priests and priestesses immediately help this person to their feet and bring them further down towards Calhoun's office. You guys in your safe room sort of see them bring this individual down and into the office, which is at the end of the hallway. As they're having their meeting in there, you can hear there's some discussion in the distance, but the door has been left ajar.
Well, it would be improper for any of us to listen in on this conversation. And I think that realistically, He starts shimmying along the wall. We should be respectful of the privacy of.
Just vanishing into the shadows. He's reprimanding us for our manners.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some scones. I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna go get some scones. Bye.
Bye.
And no, Colin, no Gobby McBeal. I apologize. That's. So yeah, you with a 15 sort of vanish into the small shadows that are in the rooms there. There's not a lot of natural light down here, so it's really just kind of whatever the torches provide in that area. And you sneak up close to the door. If you know what, give me a perception check to see what you can hear.
Not much.
10's about the middle. Yeah, you hear some like distressed conversation. Do you like try to move in a little bit closer, or do you maintain at like a reasonable distance?
I don't want to take away from anyone else's action, really. When the rest of the group could kind of come in and we could all have this scene together.
I'm gonna tell you something, honestly. They walked away, and Ariel is like, that means they don't want to be bothered.
Here, let's see. Yeah, okay. You're like standing outside the door. You're like craning your neck, straining your hearing. You hear distressed conversation coming out of the paladin that just came in, the agent that was brought in. Without breaking sight, looking at the agent that's there, Agent Calhoun sort of like motions to the door with his left hand from behind his big desk, and he goes, "Son, bring your friends in here. This concerns all of you."
I don't know what you're talking about. I am random priest, yes, but I will get the handsome ninja, the hot girl he might be able to have the time with, and friends. Good day.
Son, don't be rude.
She's very attractive. Good Bryken.
I just go in. I walk past this whole shenanigans. I'm just like, no,
Oh,
I'm
I'm just the maid. Shut up.
Quinn's just looking, just like. All right.
Like,
Okay, so we pile into the room,
Yeah.
embarrassed about our
Yeah.
rogue, and I just kind of look over at him and just kind of shrug. What are you gonna do about the rogue?
What are you gonna do about the road?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you going to do about the guy who keeps you from getting killed and broke you out of jail last night?
It's true. But what we just learned is there could have been goblin lawyers, so...
So the value of my
That's out of
efforts has
character.
decreased because of meta knowledge you don't have. So fuck off!
Listen,
Fine.
Ariel will be forever grateful that you broke her out
But
of jail.
Nicole's mad at
Nicole
me.
is pissed. Nicole's pissed. 'cause
There's
she didn't
been
get to
too
see
much
the
goblin
goblins
in this campaign, period.
Nicole
I
will never
love
forgive you.
goblins. Anyways, so we all pile in this room.
Ariel's thrilled. Nicole miffed at best. So you all pile into this room. You guys are all standing there, and Agent Calhoun has like a very, very serious look on his face as you guys come in. He then like turns, breaking finally his gaze with the kid that's sitting in front of him, relatively young guy, pretty green-looking guy. Then finally looks to you guys and says, "All right, tell them what you just told me."
Yes,
The kid, you can see now that you're in the room and you're up close, you can see that he's got like a wound on the side of his head that was bleeding, which seems to have been staunched. There's burns across most of his armor and his clothes, and like he looks really shaken up. Turning to the rest of you, he just goes, "There was an explosion at the palace."
Oh my god. Okay.
The king and queen are believed to either be severely injured or dead. And it is said, at the very least, that it was an explosion in the form of a magical scroll that was delivered to them.
Nice, classic.
So you guys brought in something from the free folk.
Oh, no, we got arrested.
Yeah, it's right here.
And we still have it.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, it was magically inspected many times. I thought Jordan froze for half a second, but no, he's just very uncomfortable.
He's just in that face.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
You can see
Like,
the agent
no.
definitely looks like a little bit confused, like looking at it and looking at you guys, and he says, "That's good that you still have that, because the way people are talking right now, that was delivered by you to the king and queen, and when they opened it, it exploded and almost killed them. Right now, an advisor is currently acting as king regent,
Of course he is.
and war has been declared upon the free folk.
Who's the
Yeah.
advisor?
We don't know. Some noble.
Some noble. So let me see if I get this straight. An explosion happens. The only guy who is now currently in control and dictating the story goes unnamed?
To me, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Everything is moving really fast. There's a lot of chaos right now up at the palace. A lot of people were injured in the blast, myself included. I'm just bringing back whatever it is that I can manage, and it's a lot of it right now is hearsay. There hasn't been an official announcement yet to the population, so we're kind of in the dark as much as everybody else until they make an official announcement. Aside from that, the king and queen have been mortally wounded, and war has been declared upon the enemies to the throne.
I have an idea. Why don't we go find out?
Standard overreaction. Sorry, what was your idea?
Why don't we go find out?
Are we allowed to do that? Are we not hunted right now because we broke in a prison?
I
Get something. We've murdered a whole lot of cultists, and we have their robes.
I don't have a robe anymore. I gave mine up to the small boy. You might have a robe. I do not.
Of course, I still have a
You
robe.
mean Bruno Nubs?
Yes, that's his name. I don't.
I gave my robes to that little boy. You mean the old man hobbit? Like,
With the
He
sinus
is very
infection?
small. I'm sorry.
Little boy.
There's a
He's
sinus
getting
infection.
older.
He should get that looked at.
yeah.
Yes, we are currently being hunted. Can we leave? Can we leave? Is that real? Because, like, hear me out for a second. Even though we have this scroll, I've met a lot of people, and a lot of people like to scream the words "fake news." And even if we go, yes, this is the real scroll, we did not do this, they're going to say, well, you forged it, and you're trying to get out of prison. Like, if the public hears about this, it doesn't matter what public enemy number one is. They're going to want their heads on the chopping block.
I know, that's what makes it fun. We disguise ourselves. And
Whoever these
sneak in.
cultists are, they're not out in the open yet. Despite everything that happened at the prison last night, they're not yet out in the open.
So we go to where the guards are being buried. We steal their clothes. And we sneak in dressed as guards.
Getting our hands on some of the guard regalia might not be the worst idea.
Aha! Dad said it was okay.
Don't
But
encourage
you
him. He
can't
makes
go
it worse.
traveling around on the streets dressed as you normally are. You're wanted fugitives.
Aha.
At least by the wrong people.
Okay. So, let's say we get guard robes. Then what? What's the plan then?
We go into the palace, find out what's going on, kill the guy who's
Sure.
actually responsible, mount his head on a pike, light the castle on fire, and leave. Town.
We're
Forever.
not lighting the castle on fire.
Why not? I'd like to be at least guilty of the crimes I'm accused of. And I can't restore the castle. That's silly.
Aren't you accused of lighting a noble's manor on fire?
Yeah, but I did it, and that's the important thing.
Well, I know that, but we can find out who the noble was, and then we light his manor on fire, not the castle.
Wait, do we know that
I mean,
noble,
I'm a
wait, do we know
paladin,
that the
never
noble
mind.
who I pissed off is the same noble who's taking control now?
I don't think so. I think the noble who's taking control right now is Fargus of House Copperway.
Wait, I'm a paladin. Never mind. I don't want to light anything on fire.
Too late. You said it was okay. I got it.
No, I
As,
didn't.
as you guys are talking about that, the younger agent looks over at Matthias and goes, "Wait, are you Matthias?"
Depends. Are you impressed, or do you plan to arrest me? In which case, the answer is yes to both.
Didn't you like pee on a noblewoman? Like, I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
He's still doing that
And
proclamation.
then he like looks over to Agent Calhoun, and Agent Calhoun like shakes his head no at the kid. Like, stop asking. Like, stop talking about that
If
immediately.
you would like a more
That's not-
heroic retelling of how that happened, I now have musical accompaniment, and I point to Quinn.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear some bardic songs about you pissing on a noble. But since we've already pissed off a lot of nobles right now, can we get back to the task at hand, please?
A lot of nobles are into water sports.
Hold on. Something about being freed, having peed. There's a song in here. Hold on. I'm gonna come
If we
up
can
with
find
something.
you guys some decent cloaks, we might be able to make the announcement that they're going to be making in town square.
So,
Okay.
as in the cultist robes, but we turn them inside out.
No.
No.
Oh boy, you make my brain meat hurt.
Brain meat.
Okay, so
Yes,
we need
this
to
is
get
a-
guard uniforms.
They don't even need to be guard uniforms, and I like look at Dad, and I'm like, do you have robes that you give out to your agents anyways? Like, can we not just wear one of those?
Oh yeah, we could pose as healers and offer to do care in the castle to sneak in.
Yeah, like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's good. I like
we
that.
can.
and one of us at least can do healing magic, so
Sam, are you okay?
Oh,
You look like
God.
you have a legitimate headache.
I'm gonna say, Jordan, do me an insight check.
Okay.
Roll me insight.
Okay, 1 second.
I gotta see this go off.
Oh, come on, give me a little bit of a fight.
No, I'm not saying it's gonna go bad. I just
Oh,
yeah,
I
it seems
killed
great.
it.
20. You
Holy
absolutely fucking killed it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are like listening to your friends be like, we should dress up as priests from the Church of Helm. You know that's heresy. And then your eyes like wander over to like see what your boss thinks of this, and he like his fucking brow is like halfway down as he's staring at you, and his mouth seems to have disappeared entirely behind his mustache. But
That's pissed,
you
guys.
do
Come
see
on
the
now.
look on his face that while he does not like this idea, this might be your best chance at like getting you guys out to do recon.
Is there a different temples rose we can use where it wouldn't be heretical and I do get to keep my paladin powers?
Do you really lose your paladin powers if you commit heresy?
Under limited circumstances, we might be able to deputize a few of you as priests under the order in a limited capacity.
Extremely.
allow me to do
I'm looking at
under the
Matthias.
church?
Extremely limited capacity.
One of the priestesses walks in at this and like gives him a look like a mom being like, you can't just give them candy. And he like looks at her and kind of like shrugs a little bit, and he's just like, we don't have a lot of other robes lying around, so we'll need to do this. That's, you know, we'll have to be a little unorthodox and bend the rules a bit, but I think it's all within the tenets. It's fine. Like,
If we cut the ropes
it's-
right, we can get Quinn set up and have the hot nun thing going on.
Hey, let's stop while you're ahead, shall we?
Would you like that, Quinn?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sexy nun, huh? Like that? Like, okay, all right, that's not a no. Like,
Let's move on while we're
You see
ahead. shall
Ariel
we?
getting
Um,
excited, and she's like, "What clothes and all?"
he lays out a plan for you guys that is effectively recon. That we're gonna go to the town square, we're gonna listen to what's being said, what the announcement is, and then we're gonna head back to the church and make a plan.
I don't know if that's gonna go that way, but we can hope.
Let's do it. Let's get dressed up. Who wants to be disguised?
Yeah, I'm in.
And I'm gonna also say, Jordan, you definitely like Roden definitely knows this as being like standard procedure for the Church of Helm, that it's like going off half-cocked or going off without a plan is very typically like, you know, loose cannon cops that don't play by the rules. That's not you guys.
No.
You guys definitely like get intel before making decisions. So like this is standard procedure to like go get information and then come back, make a plan, and take action.
Okay, so we need to get more information then, basically, right now. So we need to look inconspicuous. I think that a good idea would be if we infiltrated the castle as healers to get information on what's happening. Being stuck in the main town square as the announcement is going off may not be where we want to be at the moment. I think we'd learn more by investigating the castle itself.
Can I please bump in for a moment?
What's up?
I have blue skin and snake eyes. I am a dead giveaway, and if anybody looks at me for 0.5 seconds, we're doomed. I am going to be honest. I think our best bet right now is going to be listening for announcements within town square, just because then at least I can hide myself appropriately. Because if anybody tries to ask me questions because we are healers coming in to help, and they're going to be like, oh yes, healers, blah, 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 blah. They'll find me.
He actually, Calhoun nods to the both of you and says, the smart play right now would be to try to get what information we can from a safer distance. Getting in close and getting more details of what's going on up in the palace is a smart move, but we've already got a few agents up there that should be reporting in with more information before the day's over.
Okay. Okay, so then we'll attend the town square and see what we can find out.
All right.
Who wants disguises?
To that, the Calhoun brings you out to another area that's sort of in the, not the catacombs, but like sort of the within the cloister of the church, and like amongst the hallways and rooms, takes you into a room where there's a number of priests and priestesses standing about with their robes and stuff, and then you can see that there's like a number of robes that have been laid out for other people when they come in to change, sort of like a holy locker room in a sense, and you know, they get your measurements and they bring you some stuff. As the priests bring you robes, you see each of them like, you know, saying like prayers and doing like a blessing and stuff like that and handing them off to you.
May I roll my deception for a disguise, please?
Yeah, go for it. Roll with advantage.
Oh, well, it's
Cool,
difference of
16.
1, but you know.
That's totally fine. Yeah, so you managed to get the robes on over top of your gear. Like, it's not obvious that you're armed. But
No, I have a disguise kit. I change my appearance.
Ooh,
Most
I also have a
priests-
disguise kit. I should probably use that.
What do you want to look like, babe? We could do some weird shit.
Hang on. Let me also roll my deception.
look at all these fake noses I have. You Quinn the Vivacious picks up the disguise kit and it's just like, let me show you how it's done, sugar, and just like, but I bow, like, what's
I need to know. I need to know what Sam disguises herself as physically. I need to know.
With a 26, yeah, what kind of disguise does Quinn put on?
Quinn puts on the disguise. Basically, like she's covered her hair so that way it's like it looks like it's a different color from underneath the robe. She's put on a little bit of a mustache, and she looks like a very hot dude.
Hell yeah.
I would like to put a little bronzer on myself and give myself frosted tips.
I was gonna say, you're already a dark-skinned character.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm look like I have, in fact.
You're shimmery.
Yeah.
You want to give yourself like a little bit of a sheen? You want to
Yeah.
put some cool guy tips on?
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Just walk around. It's like, it is all of us who are found within the glory of the light and healing to others. My dude.
My dude.
Truly is not our
It's
church
not
righteous
as
and
small.
holy. By the way, what is the name of our church?
It's Church of Helm.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. All of you may put on your characters, or at least remember that you are under the effects of the bless spell.
Sweet.
Bless.
Blebs.
I'm gonna put it.
I'm just gonna put that in the chat. Can I put that in the chat? From
I'm
here?
gonna say, for those of us who don't know what the bless spell is.
Yeah. It's cleric paladin thing. I believe Rodin can do this.
I can.
If you want to use your character sheet to slap that into the thing, but it lasts. It's concentration up to a minute. I'm gonna say in this particular case, you guys have it up to an hour. And whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, you guys can roll a d4 and add that number to the attack roll or saving throw.
Excellent.
So for the next hour, you guys have the protection of the God of Helm.
I feel extra beefy.
Gotta get that beef.
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 Yeah, Ariel just puts on the robe. Ariel watches them kind of fuck about and make themselves all fancy, and Ariel's like,
Well, they're looking for a
One of
very
the,
hot girl. Now I'm just a hot dude.
They were looking for a
a
jackass
very-
brunette. Now I'm a jackass with frosted tips.
really,
What's up, bruh?
really sexy twink. They
What's happening right now?
what is
Ariel is like looking at Quinn, and she's very confused about personal feelings right now.
Hey. You wanna
Making
have
me-
some fun?
ask a lot of questions right now.
Sam, do your best dude impression as Quinn. Go!
I mean, don't you like having your pipes cleaned?
Ew.
Oh god.
One of the priestesses hands Rodin a helmet because you're already dressed in paladin regalia, so they just need to hide your face. And the one of the priestesses also hands Ariel a face covering, like a veil. If you wanted to put that on and then put a hood up as well to sort of like hide your face.
Sounds like the most excellent of ideas.
Yeah, like some priests under their own choice take like certain vows that require them to hide their faces and features, and that is a thing that can happen within the Church of Helm. So, there you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right, Colin. Fucking Matthias puts on a seashell necklace and bracelet just like to really
Like a
complete the
shell.
look. Yeah. All right, so you guys head out into the city streets shortly thereafter. Moving through the city isn't honestly all that difficult. There are a lot of people about, sort of doing their own thing, going about their business. A lot of people just sort of trading and whatnot. In town center, there is a large congregation of individuals that appear to be sort of gathering around. You see, as well as you guys are approaching, that there is a number of people that are also injured with a varying degree of like burns and or bandages over top of wounds. You'd say like about 1 in every maybe 20 of the peasants that are there. And we're gonna
Sorry,
go.
can you say that one more time? I cut out a little bit for me.
Oh yeah, it's like, but 1 in every 20 or so peasants is like injured in some visible fashion or
Oh, okay.
burned
Okay.
in some regard. We're gonna go like that. There we go. So does this work? Come on. Where is it?
Come, town sounds, appear for us.
There's some music. There we go. Good God. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Let's get you guys to a more town square looking space here. All right. As everybody's gathering in, there's a lot of hushed murmurs between everyone. I would like the assorted and assembled party here to make a stealth check. Each of you with advantage.
Do we have advantage? Yeah, I
You
was gonna
have
say, okay.
disguises on.
What? 2
Oh,
criticals
thank
in a row?
goodness.
Fuck.
It's your time,
Fuck
Samantha.
yeah. 22, 28, 15, and 11.
Well, I most look the part because I am. So I mean,
Yeah. As the group of you are moving along, everybody's pretty much paying the party no mind. But at one point, a woman who appears to have like some pretty bad burns on one side of her clothing grabs a hold of Rodin and is like, "Sir, do you know what's going on?"
there was an explosion at the castle. We're looking up to figure out what happened. You will be notified by the township once we have an announcement to make.
Oh, but when will we be notified?
Once the township has an announcement to make.
Roll me
Gee, Jordan, do
persuasion.
you work with the public at all?
Yes, I'm. Persuasion, you said?
Yeah, persuasion. Okay. It
Like,
takes
man, we
like
have lives to save. We can't. We have to go.
yeah, it takes a little bit of like sort of shaking her off your arm because she's like hanging on to you and she seems very distraught.
Ma'am, this is a Denny's.
Oh man. this
But
is-
like, you know, Rodin's very visibly an authority figure, so she's like, you know, looking for some kind of solace or information very clearly, and you just kind of keep repeating that's like, we'll know when you know kind of situation, and eventually she kind of like lets go and looks very crestfallen in that moment and sort of
come on, you suck. Okay, fine.
yeah,
No,
well, you got a
get Quinn to
10,
do it.
so
Quinn's our best talker. Get her to do it.
if
I
anybody
didn't
wants
talk
to jump
her, I
in,
just was trying to brush her off, but like, see, she's sad
Alright.
now, and I feel like a monster. So
Rodin
I
brushes
go back
her
and
off.
off.
listen. I understand.
we
how
are
scary this
truly
is.
lost, and she starts looking like, you know,
Okay,
like,
hold on, hold
"Oh."
on. Hold
No,
on.
Jordan, Sam's got
Ma'am,
something. I
I
want to hear
understand.
this.
I understand that these are uncertain times and that you feel like the whole world is just turned upside down. But I assure you, we are working as hard as we can to make sure that whoever is at fault for this heinous crime is brought to justice as soon as possible.
Roll me another persuasion with advantage.
No need, sir.
22.
Nice.
She, when you say that, you see like she kind of like nods and she's like, yes, we mustn't lose hope. Right.
No.
And
hope
she
is-
like holds your hand and like pats it. She's like, thank you.
I kind of take
and
hers and just kind of like do like that double hand thing where I just
Yeah.
kind of
like give a little clasp.
Yeah.
And yeah, she like nods and is like, thank you, young man, and then like sort of drifts off into the crowd.
Well, I feel less like an asshole now, so that's better.
As long as you feel better, baby.
Hell yeah.
I do. I just fine.
Now I feel like an asshole. This sucks. So eventually, as you guys make your way to the town center, and you guys are standing about with a lot of people, some trumpets are sounded, and a hush falls over the crowd. What is sort of a royal announcement balcony where typically, like in rare occasions, the king and queen will stand upon, but usually it's like a dignitary or some other person will stand up there and do the hear ye, hear ye's. Stepping out onto this is a familiar character.
Is he yours, Sam?
A young man with red hair, wearing noble's clothing, with a very sharp disposition, steps out onto the veranda. The quiet that falls over the audience turns to confused murmuring. Here, let's see if we can get this going.
He's murmuring.
My people,
Oh, okay.
it is with a heavy heart that I bring to you
sad news. Recently, a destructive spell of great harm was visited upon the king and queen. A mixture of gasps and murmurs falls over the crowd. You hear a lot of people saying that, like, you know, they'd heard rumors about this. A lot of people hoping that it was not true. Their health is difficult. It is possible that they may not survive the night. Again, there is more murmuring. You see a different old lady burst into tears in the audience.
All right. Not funny.
But fear not. Our people are strong. And this brazen attack by the free folk will not go unanswered. Together, we will stand with strength. We will dig deep and find the power in our heritage that has been with us for generations. To that, you see a lot of the people start to uplift. There is a small amount of positivity and cheering that follows that. A few people start clapping.
Okay.
I have returned from a long travel. I know that some of you may not know me. I am Lord Fargus Copperway. Of once I was a noble house, before tragedy similar to this was visited upon our people. But to this, we will be silent no longer. And people erupt into a series of cheers and clapping. I ask that you trust in the nobility of Lion's Mane, in the nobility of our people. We will find this corruption and we will stamp it out. His eyes, through the following cheers and clapping of the people, his eyes fall almost directly upon Quinn.
Oh, we were disguised.
Yeah, through my
Calhoun-
26 of disguise?
We're flawless.
I hear bullshit magic in the area, and
You know what I'm going to say? Quinn, if you want, you can make a roll to try and suss that out. Either Arcanum or you can roll Insight.
Insight is better.
Start clapping with him.
10.
It looks like he's looking straight at you. Maybe he's just looking at this part in the audience. It's hard to tell.
Since he looks like he's looking this direction, I look over at Quinn. Are you okay?
Later.
Do you want me to send him a message?
No.
Okay, because I could do it right now.
No.
All
I
right.
could send him a sharp metal message.
No, it was just gonna be Matthias was gonna go in front of him and do that meme where the guy just shakes his head and goes,
Yeah.
just go back.
Calhoun, who's standing just ahead of you guys in the crowd, turns around to your party and says, "We need to leave now."
Yep.
Through the cheers and calling of the people that are out in the street, you guys turn and start to funnel out as people continue to celebrate the upcoming conflict that may or may not be taking place.
I have a bad idea.
No.
Can I say the idea? Before
You
we
can
shoot
say
down?
it.
Okay. So they said the queen and king are in intensive care. Calhoun, how good are your surgeons in Medicia and all that shit?
We have a standard battery of priests and priestesses here that can heal in a manner of mechanical and magical ways.
Here's my thing. If this dude suddenly just jumped to power, we're all in pretty much agreement that this guy is pulling a hell of a dodge on anybody. So why don't we just, I know everyone's going to hate this idea, kidnap the king and queen, get him out of there, and get him into the church.
That's a bad idea.
I know, I said I knew everyone was going to hate the idea. But
I
they're alone.
I don't hate the idea.
But they're alone in the castle, and we can't verify how they're doing. And everyone's here in the square right now.
I don't hate the idea. I think we need to either guard them or get them out of there, because if they're not dead already, they will be by tonight.
See, Roden agrees with me.
A lot of the peasantry is gathered in the town square, but the king and queen, especially if they're currently injured and being held as hostages, are not going to be unguarded.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But we're all
It's
dressed
going to
up as
be a fight
healers.
on sight for sure getting up there.
We're all dressed as healers. Now's probably as good a chance as we're gonna get.
He sort of, you see him like with a mixture of thought on his face. His mustache kind of tweaks back and forth a little bit. And as
We need to save that
you guys
king.
are
We need to
standing
save the
there,
royal family.
and he's just like, we have an armory downstairs. I might be able to lend you some things that could help you guys out with this.
Yeah.
In saying that, though, the door to the church opens up again, and a battery of armed guards immediately enters the church.
Ooh, that's not allowed.
They walk with purpose, and you actually do know this, that they are not allowed to be in here without like direct or specific orders, that this is holy ground.
Yep, that's a big deal.
Because it's the separation of church and state.
Yep. Well, that and the church has its own. Most large churches have their own martial wing as well. It's like a private military force, and they're starting a war with the Church of Torm.
Now, the Church of Helm does work
Or
very
Helm, sorry.
closely with the legal system within the Kingdom of Lion's Mane, or the Kingdom of Broweth. Like they like don't have a lot of secrets, but they do have secrets. They have shit that they keep to themselves, and like information and intel that they operate on that they don't share with like the guards. Yeah, like some of that intelligence always makes its way up to the royalty that's there, but like the general guards are not made aware of matters that the Church of Helm believes that they might fucking bungle up or something. But you see these people practically kick the door in and march their way towards your group. You guys are standing in like the middle of this hall. As they're marching towards you, Calhoun turns to them and says, "What's the meaning of this?" One of the guards puts his hand on his sword as he's standing there.
I put my hand on
says,
mine behind Calhoun. And like,
yeah,
"We
he
don't
says,
wanna
"We
do
have
this."
information that you are harboring fugitives within this church. You are to turn them over to the crown immediately." Calhoun, in that moment, you see him tighten his fists and his gloves. Roden, you would know that Calhoun's not known to fight with weapons.
Oh. Yeah, he's gonna cowboy punch somebody.
Yeah. If you want to roll, you can roll perception if you want.
Fuck off, he's not a monk, is he? Oh my god.
We're gonna watch Sam Elliott Monk just clock in.
Yeah, you see from a distance, you've never personally seen Calhoun fight. You do know that he doesn't carry a sword or a shield or any other kind of weapon on him. You see as he's like basically putting himself between the guards and you guys, he tightens his fists and you see his gloves emit just like a faint glow.
Like, can I say to the guards, like, you don't want a piece of this? You know you're not supposed to be here. If there are any fugitives, we will turn them over with post haste.
Roll me intimidate.
Maybe? Dang.
Can I help out with that intimidation by just wordlessly like standing behind holding my axe?
Do you want to do a help action?
Yeah, can I do a help action?
You know what? If you're going to do the help action, I'll take the 23. that you rolled there, because you rolling with advantage, it was a crit success. And I'll allow it. You very threateningly like move behind Rodin, sort of like off one of his shoulders, and like narrow your gaze at one of the guards. The two of you, I want you guys to roll perception.
Like, they're gonna be lucky to get out of this with just a formal complaint. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of course.
like this is serious.
Yeah, the 17's pretty good considering I have a -1 in perception.
Yeah, 17
Yeah, that was fucking dope. You, Nicole, Ariel notices there is something wrong with the guards. You can see it's something on their face. It's something in their eyes. There's something wrong. Rodin notices, drawn on each of the guards' foreheads is a symbol in blood.
I feel like I would have noticed that earlier.
It was
Like,
it's mostly obfuscated by their helmet, but you can see as one of them sort of like turns their head just a little bit to look directly at Calhoun. You can see just behind the nose guard the symbol that's been scribed on them.
Can I roll like an Arcana or Religion check to see if I know what this means for them?
Yeah, roll either Arcana or Religion, your choice.
Roll Religion. 17.
The Religion, 17. You don't know exactly what that symbol is, but you do know that it's demonic in nature.
Are they being? I need to know. Are they being mind controlled, or are they cultists? Or can I tell?
I'm gonna say that you do know that the symbol that you're seeing there is common with possession.
Jeez.
To that, then, as you've successfully intimidated them, one of them in the front immediately draws their sword, and some of them you can see in their eyes start to like flare up as small glowing embers. And we're gonna bring you guys into Combito, the Comubat. Let me just get you guys, because your guys are in a different spot than I expected when y'all when this all started. So I'm gonna put you guys there. I'm gonna put these boys in here. Cool, and then I'll bring you guys in. Now remember, you're gonna want to select your token and then roll initiative from your character sheet.
Right.
And so this is you guys inside the church.
So select the character and then roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Is that working?
Yeah, my initiative went through.
Yeah, that's working. Sorry, my bad. 1 second. Bam. There you are.
Perfect.
Nice.
Hail.
Oh, boo. My initiative's low.
Prisoners. Garthus. Quinn rolled a 17. Right, because everybody's re-rolled, and Matthias rolled an 8. Good, 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 good. And Rodin, what was your initiative that you rolled?
11.
11. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So this is all you previous guys up there. We'll remove that.
Did it say prisoners? I was like, what happened?
Yeah, that was left over from the last time we did combat. I forgot to clean that up. That's on me. To that, let's roll 6. My God.
Love it.
Loving it. I'm not sure if I'm spelling that right. And we'll add them in, and we'll put them at 10. And he's at 6.
Oh, Calhoun's at 6? Never mind. Not loving it.
Yes, Calhoun absolutely beefed it. Rolling that. We will put you guys in descending. And with that, let's kick up some music a little bit here. Hell yeah.
Takes care of my heart.
Come on. Come on.
There it goes.
Nice.
I don't know if it's like just the website's super quiet for me or if it's quiet for you guys too.
It's a very low drum beat. That's what I'm getting.
I like it a lot.
All right, so you guys are standing about there. I'm going to say Calhoun was about here when all of this started. So you are all now in your positions. Quinn, you are up. Rodin, you are on deck. What do you guys do?
Cool. I'm going to cast sleep at 3rd level.
Dope. Yeah. Show me what that does.
Hang on.
Link that for me in the chat. Hell yeah.
Knock all of them out.
Boom.
So, yeah, I can cast it at 3rd level, so that
Yep.
way it'll get more people.
Hit submit.
Go for it, baby.
Submit.
Submit.
Holy
So yeah,
crap.
15 points, and then with the additional levels, that good God, you got 2 1s, a 6, and a 7. So it's highs and lows on that one, and then an additional 5d8 on top of that to a total of, what are we looking at?
23.
23 total.
Does bless count for any of this?
I think it would be 38 altogether because I think the 15 is base and then the 23 is the
extra
upcast.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be 38 total. As you immediately just like open up with that spell, it falls over the guards. You see one of them sort of almost lose consciousness and then like shake his head, furrowing his brow. You see his eyes flash a deep red.
Okay.
Oh.
Then I will use my move action to cast Bardic Inspiration on... Who wants it?
We want to be able to hit real good.
Put it on Calhoun. I want to see this.
Alright, fine. I'll put it on Calhoun.
I gotta see this shit. This is gonna be wonderful.
It's
Okay.
true.
Let's see whiffs. entirely.
What does Bardic Inspiration look like for Quinn the Vivacious?
Bardic Inspiration looks like a as Quinn whispers the inspirational speech of many, many men who have come before her to basically go, this is not the day to fall. This is our Independence Day. Woo! And it comes out as magical words that kind of just float around their head.
I love you, darling. You've been quiet this whole bloody stream, and it's your first line, huh? Love you.
I love the idea of Quinn just being like, "You can do it, Dad. I love you."
You are my dad.
Love you, Dad.
You're my dad.
You're my dad.
You're
You're ready. Yeah.
We're gonna drive
the
that
spell-
into the ground.
Launches forward. Immediately, you can see it like magically take hold, and you see his shoulders square up a little bit more.
Nice.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, dope. Rodin, you are up.
So I want to move ahead, so I can only move 6 squares, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna move up to here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna see if there's a spell I can cast. Real quick time. Sorry, 1 second.
It's okay.
You'd think I'd get used to these sheets at some point.
Never.
No.
Never. I'm gonna cast command on the one in front of me.
Okay.
So I speak a one-word command. Now there's trying to see if there's a save that you can do for it. Oh, wisdom saving throw. And since I'm going, my saving throw is 14, so you have to roll a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Wisdom saving throw of 14. Let's go right like so. Bring that up. Let's see if he's gonna make it. He does not.
I give him a one-word command that he has to follow. It lasts for 1 round.
Okay.
So I command him to flee.
You
So he
command him to
spends his
flee.
turn moving away from me by the fastest available means.
Okay.
Run.
Like, just run
Now, does he have to do that now, or does he have to do it on his turn?
on his turn.
Okay. All right. So, I'm gonna say, was it this guy?
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll say it was him,
Sure.
and we'll go from there. I'll mark him.
Okay.
I'll just give him a little mark like so,
'Cause
so
he's a
we know
scary
he's
boy.
been given a command.
Yep.
As you like step up and with holy purpose, point at this guy, and you say like flee at this guy, and you can see that like the command slams into him, and that there is this almost infernal resistance as he's standing there and starts to like grip his head, and we'll see what happens on his turn, which is actually coming up next.
Okay.
The guard that you yelled the command to, he moves sort of in a sporadic motion away from you guys, stumbling into a wall, gripping his head, screaming.
Yeah, because he is on holy ground, and being possessed and having a divine command screamed at him would be.
Yeah, so he's
Does
not doing
compute.
so hot. Normally this I'm gonna say roll me a religion check.
Core religion. Whoop.
22. Okay, so you know that demonic possession normally renders a person immune to things like charms and other mind-altering effects, as that person's mind is being infernally boasted. Like they've got that extra power on their side. But they're on holy ground, and the command which was issued by you was not just issued by you, but also by your god. So this person is wrestling with what is effectively like divine psychic intervention. So they're not doing so hot. They're over there. The other three, though,
Central crisis.
yeah, he's having a bad time. The others immediately move up. This guy moves to there, and then this guy moves in here. The one is going to make an attack on Rodin. Does a 23 hit you?
It does.
Okay. Has
Ow.
9 slashing damage. And he makes a second attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Damn it. Yes.
And 13 slashing.
Oh boy, that hurt.
As they come running at you with big swords unsheathed. The other two immediately run up and start making attacks against Calhoun. Yep, wrong button. Yep. Okay. Copy. And yep. Copy that. Okay. That's one. Nope. And nope. Okay, so the two of them just sort of like he's definitely making a bit more of a defensive stance. He's not defending so as to give himself advantage, like giving the opposing disadvantage on their attacks, but he is in that moment more concerned with putting himself between them and the rest of your party than he is necessarily in making attacks at this moment. Fighting a little more defensively than normal. You see as one of them comes at him with the greatsword, he blocks these attacks using his gauntlets and bracers as sort of deflectors, and then the other one manages to get a couple of hits on him, making sort of breaks in the chainmail that he's wearing. Ariel, you are up. Matthias is on deck.
Okay, so Ariel is pissed. Ariel's going to walk up here.
Do you rage?
Oh, as she, like, the thing is that as she walks up, she, like, rips off the veil and you just see the face of seething anger, right?
Hell yeah.
And yeah, she's absolutely gonna rage, and she's gonna, two-hand her battle axe, and attempt to bring it down on the man directly in front of her.
Fuck yeah. Show me what you
I
got.
think that's it.
Oh,
A
damn.
23 hit.
Oh god, yes. A 23 absolutely fucking baba.
All right, and so 5 damage total for that.
That can't be right.
It rolled very
Rage
low.
damage, yeah, you got a 1 plus 2. Your strength is 2, right? And it's a D10 to any that X. Yeah, so that was just that's 5 damage. All right, well
That's
he
just
takes
a
five
really
damage.
low roll. Yeah,
I
but
was
that's
like-
okay because I swung down and now I'm gonna swing back upwards because I get to do it twice.
Yeah, you have 2 attacks at this level.
Do you want me to roll attack again? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You are Jesus
Great.
Christ. That was 23. Yeah. Roll me damage.
Yep. The
2
7.
and
Yeah.
5, so another 7. As you absolutely make like another just 2 of these blows. You're noticing as you're like slashing into this person that like maybe at least in this moment your axe is not getting as much purchase right out of the gate as you would normally expect.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you're doing pretty okay. You're hanging in there. To
And that's-
that is that your turn?
That's it for Ariel.
All right, dope. Matthias, you are up, and then it is Calhoun, and then Quinn.
All right, here's my plan. It's not an elaborate plan, but it's a tactical forward. It's a mission statement. So
Okay.
I'm going to. Blah. I have so many sheets. Hang on a second. There we go. So I move up to about here. Move up to here,
Mhm.
which is about here. I
Yep.
dramatically remove my cloak as a stealth maneuver to break line of sight on me. It's a flourish. It's very anime.
Nice.
Thank you.
With a flourish.
Flourish.
Yeah, if you want to roll,
Fellows, as you pull it.
yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
And then I make my attack with my rapier through my cloak.
That's so cinematic.
I know.
Okay, so I was gonna say you make this with advantage, because you're coming in, and not only are you attacking into combat with an ally, which gives you advantage in your sneak attack die, but you're attacking from stealth, which gives you advantage. That does give you 17 on that attack. As you like swirl your cloak and then stab through the cloak at your enemy, your sword seems to meet a hard piece of armor and glance off.
Oh, fuck that.
Dang.
I will take my action to hide. My bonus action.
Okay, you
I'm
did
behind
use
the
a
scary
stealth.
snake lady.
Yes.
You did stealth already this turn.
Well, yeah, I did. Damn.
Yep.
I will
Yeah.
use my
But that's okay. You're still within combat. Like you can use your bonus action to stealth, which is what you did on your approach.
I did.
But
Sorry.
at this point, then like yeah, your free action kind of like use your bonus action
Last
to either
bonus.
stealth
We
or
forgot
move
what the
kind of
last
situation
bonus is.
Yeah,
has
you're
unfortunately been used up. All right.
I just kind of stand there looking dejected, staring down at my cloak on the ground, going, "Well, that was really cool, and it didn't do much."
Yeah, I was gonna say like it was a sick maneuver, but it just didn't connect. Didn't hit quite the right spot.
The bless bonuses.
You do still have a bless if you want to roll a d4.
I do. Woo!
That hits.
Yes. Then I
That
shout.
exceeds the AC. Roll your damage plus your sneak attack damage.
Thank you, Jordan, for this. Catch me on that.
Well, thank
I
you.
absolutely
Thanks,
forgot.
chat.
Thank you, Jordan, for reminding me. And that's right. Yeah, that's right. Chat was all about that. I can't read the name. It's so small. But someone was going off about the bless bonus.
SMV for USA.
Fuck yeah.
thank you, Rob.
So
Thank you
7
very
plus
much for that.
15. It's 22. 22 damage. Fabow! As you stab through your cloak, and it pierces through the chainmail, catching this guy hard in the chest.
Brutal.
He's looking P rough. To that, all right. It is Agent Calhoun's turn.
Agent Calhoun hits the man that is directly in front of me. He does get advantage on melee attacks.
He
And
has,
I am so excited to watch this man go JoJo on this ass. It's going to be insane.
he gets not only advantage, but also he has bardic inspiration and
Yeah.
rope.
Oh
And
yeah,
the
no.
blood.
They don't
Um,
face back.
taking that shit into account, you see he like lifts one of his feet and stamps it into the ground with this like hard motion. You see some of the tile underneath him like crack a little bit as he takes like a wide low stance. Immediately you see him light up with holy energy, and then he opens up with like a flurry of blows against all 3 of the guys that are in front of him. You see the gauntlets that he's wearing are like charged and glowing a little bit. You see the marks, like the hits that he's making on these guys. Typically, you wouldn't think would do as much damage for how hard he's swinging, but it appears as though that the like whatever radiant power that he's got infused within these gauntlets is giving sort of an additional purchase against demonically possessed soldiers. Each of them taking an amount of damage. To the guys that are there. The one dude that is in front of Ariel is not looking so hot, and actually in the process gets knocked into the pillar there.
Holy shit.
In that, though, actually, I'm going to say if you want to take an attack of opportunity, Matthias, he did just move outside of your range.
Of course I'm going to take an attack of opportunity. This dog has moved past my sphere, and I shall end him. Does that count as a sneak attack? No, because I'm not stealth right now.
You are presently not stealth, no. So you can make an attack roll.
Let's do a regular, ordinary... 16?
16 does not hit.
Damn. And my bless is used up for the turn, right?
You slash at him with your rapier as he stumbles out of the way. You just catch the edge of his tabard. Okay. And you like the sort of town guard tabard that he has over top of his chainmail. You like slash that in half.
Hold on. Does flanking him mean I have advantage? Does it count as? No, we're not. That's not a.
It gives you sneak attack dice. It lets you use your sneak attack dice if you're next to with an ally next to somebody. Okay. Actually, I believe that you do get that through the rage that Nicole has.
Yes, there.
Yeah, so Nicole when
raging,
pack tactics. When Ariel is raging, she grants advantage to anybody that's attacking next to her.
All right, which I was.
So 23 absolutely hits. Roll me some damage with that sneak attack damage.
Still respectable.
Nice.
8 piercing plus sneak attack.
I get the sneak attack? Cool.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, because you're standing next to an ally, so you just automatically get sneak attack damage. Okay. Another 12.
This guy's dead.
Yeah. You see fucking Calhoun like open up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, just like whap, 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 like hitting people around him. He catches this guy like hard in the fucking solar plexus. He stumbles back. You step forward, fucking fencing style, and just like whoop-ha, like right through the eye socket. And that guy's like, ugh, and immediately his corpse tumbles against the wall, and he's down, like against that pillar. In that moment, as you guys are fighting and stuff, you fucking like with a flash of that rapier just like end this guy, and his body flumps against the pillar. Calhoun actually over his shoulder like looks and gives like a nod to Matthias before continuing the fight.
Nice. Your dad's favorite.
Your dad's
Dad.
proud of you. All right, Quinn, you are up. Roden, you are on deck.
Okay. I am going to cast Dispel Magic.
Ooh,
okay.
There's a thought. Good idea.
What is this
Then
one guy
maybe we
doing
don't
off
have
in the
to
corner, by the
murder
way, this
another
guy?
He has been commanded by Roden to flee.
Okay.
Roden also then discerned that demonic possession makes them relatively immune to like psychological interference, but because we're on holy ground and the command that Roden was giving to him was, holy in its nature, that it sort of took an effect on him. So he's not fleeing as he was ordered to, but he is sort of incapacitated. He's stumbling around, holding his head and screaming.
Okay. All right, so which one should I Dispel Magic on, guys? I will put Dispel Magic in the thing so that way everyone can read it.
Range. 4th level or higher on the target. You got to make an ability check with a spellcasting ability. DC requires 10 plus. Okay, so it's anything of like 3rd level or lower is dispelled. For anything that's above that, then you need to do a arcana check.
Well, it says ability.
Or charisma, yeah.
So
ability check, which is charisma for you.
Yeah.
Also, you
still on a 4th level or higher.
I think you can use the bless for an ability check, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, it doesn't say in the original part, but it says at higher levels when you cast this using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you may automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or less than the level of the spell slot you used.
Yeah.
If you want to make like an arcana check to identify a magical effect that you're not immediately intimately knowledgeable about, or like you don't directly know of, you can do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can just be like, these guys are being possessed, I want to try to dispel that.
Yeah.
In which case then you just like make a shot.
Well, I'll make an arcana and see if I make it. If not, then I'll just throw caution to the wind and just do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so an arcana of 14. Looking at these guys, you can tell that the demonic possession that seems to be taking hold of them is pretty sophisticated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything that you've seen before,
Right.
but stuff that you've definitely heard of, where members of a cult would scribe symbols on them to allow demons to take possession of their bodies or use their bodies as gateways into the material plane,
Mm-hmm.
if certain criteria is met.
Right. So with that knowledge, would I be able to discern if dispel magic will work?
Dispel magic has an effect on it. It's not like it ranges from it's absolutely just going to free the person who's currently been marked for possession.
Mm-hmm.
It could banish whatever being is currently empowering or possessing that individual, or it could just break that connection, and that could have disastrous effects. Magic is pretty academic, but you get the idea that doing a dispel would absolutely have an effect on this.
Okay, then I will still dispel.
There you go. It's like a messy exorcism.
Yeah.
So
Messy exorcism.
yeah,
It's like turning off a TV by pulling it out of the wall. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, like it's considerably less focused, and it's very, very specific in its design. So like it can give the same effects as an exorcism, but very, very messy. Who are you targeting?
I will target one of the people that's still in front of us. Not the guy who's cowering in the corner, because he's currently incapacitated, and I just want to get rid of as many people in front of us as possible.
Okay.
Also because if I dispel magic, it'll dispel all the magic that's on top of him, and if I make the thing that's making him fearful from Rodin, but don't make the possession thing, we're kind of in trouble.
I think that's kind of how it works, where it's like stacked. So
yeah,
like it will go from top stack down kind of thing.
There's a lot of discussion that talks about whether or not dispel magic only works on one ability or every ability that's on that character, but the higher levels text would dictate that it's a single targeted effect. Yeah, one creature, object, or magical effect within range. So if you're like, I want to specifically disrupt the possession on this person, then you can target that without disrupting the command.
Okay. What do you think, guys?
I think you should go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Seize the
Oh
coin.
yeah, hell yeah. There's like a 1 in 3 chance this could explode and cause a demon rift. So I mean, I think that's a pretty good chance.
Which guy?
Those are good odds. Oh, probably the one that's in the corner.
The one that's
I'm talking about the one that's in between. The one that's in between, like Rodin and Calhoun. And like a V between the two of them.
So, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy.
All right.
That's the guy?
All right. I will aim for that guy in particular.
All right.
This specific man.
So I will roll my ability because I'm pretty sure this is not a 3rd level spell, or lower.
Yeah. So roll me your spell ability.
Charisma. Big money, no whammies. Ah,
Ooh.
All right, let's have ourselves a
Oh,
look here.
Sam, have you used your bless yet?
I have not.
Bless doesn't affect
Add
us.
that D4.
Okay,
No.
I will add
Bless
this.
doesn't affect us. It's not a saving throw.
Then never mind.
Unfortunately.
It's an attack.
It says yeah.
Okay, that's up to you.
I'll allow it.
All right. Hiya! Brings it up to
13.
13.
Lucky 13. All right. Do.
Oh.
Well,
Well.
So you cast the spell
Yeah.
at this guy to dispel the magic that is allowing this possession, that's causing this possession. As you're reaching out with your magic, you feel sort of like a whole theme park of fucking like runes and like the architecture of this magic is really sophisticated, but you do see that the fucking symbol on his forehead is a weak spot to that, is sort of like a keystone to all of this stuff that's happening. It is the focal point of this power, and it is also sort of the lodestone of a lot of this magic that's been placed upon this individual. Quinn reaches out and goes, well, I'm just gonna unplug that. That doesn't go so hot. That guy explodes. Rodin and Calhoun and the other guy that's standing over there are gonna need to make some dexterity saving throws.
Dude, actually think of
Okay,
As
so this
that
is a saving
guy
throw.
explodes
Oh,
into a
Jesus,
mess
why?
on the floor.
Holy shit.
Hamburger Helper Man has appeared in front of us.
That's disturbing. Okay, so I'm going to use my bless for this saving throw.
Dope, go for it. Or as
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Bless? Ugh.
Oh.
You
That's a
okay,
two, my
buddy?
man.
No, I'm not gonna be okay. This is
Not gonna lie.
This man is now a gristle missile.
Yeah, you take 10 bludgeoning damage as you are sprayed with hot dude.
Ew.
Just like bone and meat and pieces of armor just
That's
whap
horrible.
against you like a wet rag. You are pushed back towards the pillar there. Calhoun gets two of his hands up, still taking that damage, gets pushed backwards into Matthias. Matthias, you take 5 bludgeoning from him, getting knocked into you. This other guy also fucking... Is he... No. All right, so he's down quite a bit. He gets pushed to one side as well, taking a portion of that blast.
Can I look at Quinn and go, what are you doing later?
Turns around. When did you start doing that?
No, not even that. It's just like, I've never been more turned on by you in my entire life.
What the
Oh.
fuck?
That's the
I'm over here on the ground like it's.
Sorry, what did you yell?
It's in my mouth.
Oh no!
I had my mouth open.
I'm gonna cast also Bardic Inspiration on Rodin, just so that way he. I'm sorry, buddy.
Don't apologize. That was
Animal
fucking cool.
You cast Bardic Inspiration. Rodin, you have Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you.
As you are coated on the front half of you in liquid hot cultist. So
Stop.
all right.
Barf.
Quinn, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Rodin, you are up. It is the cultist then, and then Ariel is on deck.
Ready. Why is like every fight we do, I'm just getting splattered with people? This is awful.
Then I exploded somehow.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my movement to run up on this guy.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to cast a spell called Searing Smite, where it takes.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So the next time I hit a creature with a melee weapon during the spell's duration, which is up to a minute, my weapon flares white hot intensity. It deals extra 1d6 and causes the target to ignite into flame. So I'm gonna roll my attack.
Okay.
Smite that man.
You fucking rush in at this guy.
Two-hander, baby.
Speed of
Two-hand.
light.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Nice.
Shields are for
22
plugs.
absolutely hits.
Hold on, I rolled a 19. That's not a crit though, is it? What crit?
Does your weapon doesn't crit on a 19.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, it's not Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
Crit's on a 20,
I'm going to deal dueling style.
Pathfinder crits in 19. That's weird. I didn't know that.
Wait. So that's. Wait a second. Sorry, I think I hit the wrong thing. Is it
Whoops.
this? I don't know.
Oh.
Roll. I just do manually. 1d8 plus. Fuck all, nothing. Oh, it would be +2 because of the dueling style.
Yep.
So it was 8 total, and then 1d6 for the fiery explosion for another 2, and he takes 10 damage, and he's now lit on fire, I believe.
Oh my god.
At
takes
the
10
start
damage.
of each of its turns until the spell
now on
ends,
fire.
which is for a while, the target must make a Constitution saving throw.
Or what?
If you fail it, it takes 1d6 fire damage. If you succeed, the spell ends.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. I'm going to put like a little holy thing on him. You fucking run over, wham, with your sword. He bursts into white fire on that spot. Immediately starts shrieking and screaming, but very clearly in a voice that's not like healthy and or normal.
Fun fact, this is a war crime.
This is a war crime.
Yeah.
The echoes. God is unsure.
Half a second, sorry. My system is just locking up here.
That's okay.
Oh, I should have moved diagonal so I could have been next to Ariel when I swung. So I could take advantage of that rage, but I didn't think
I will absolutely come stand next to you so that you can take advantage of that rage if I
Oh,
only
finish him
roll
off.
like 2s. If I only roll like 2s again on my damage.
I appreciate it, because the other one's gonna be coming back into the fight in a second.
Yeah. He's probably gonna be big mad because his head hurts.
Probably. Coming right at me, I bet any money.
I mean, he might not have that much movement.
I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Oh no.
Did we lose Doc?
I think he's having system issues. Technical issues, everybody, just give it a sec.
One
Or-
Yeah.
second.
Still rocking
One
here.
second, while we're here, let's advertise things for D20 Live so that you know. We're currently doing an L5R long game, and in 2 weeks we're doing Witcher. It's going to be fun. Most of us are going to be dwarfs. It's gotten weird. And somewhere in between all of that, we will actually have another craft check where Sam is going to work on her F91.
So wait, tell me about this Witcher game, because I'm interested.
What do you mean you're interested? Devin had an open call out for it. So basically at this point, what's happening...
I'm asking, okay, tell me about the Witcher game.
The pen and paper game, or just the Witcher continuity?
The game that we're going to be doing. Tell me
Tell
about
the
it.
Witcher game to us.
All right, so Devin's running a Witcher game in about 2 weeks. Fuck off. Devin's running a Witcher game in about 2 weeks. So far, myself, Byron, and Scott are in on it, And there's a very good chance the three of us are just going to be a pack of dwarves getting into trouble.
Fuck
and
yeah.
showing absolutely no respect to any being that walks around.
Why would you?
Right, because you're dwarves.
Because we're dwarves. And maybe if we find Geralt, we'll make fun of him. The
Oh,
system
you have to.
itself is based off of the interlock
Because
system
we're
for
dwarves.
people who are fans of cyberpunk.
Okay.
Which is interesting because of the fact that you have like hit location stuff in a fantasy game, and there is critical fumbling when casting magical spells. And if that does not sound interesting, damn. And they
I
actually-
love the idea of critical fumbling a spell.
Yeah, just a fire spell.
Ah, it's too hot! Yeet!
Well, you know. Apart from
Into a
that,
bush, the bush is
yeah.
on fire, and I'm like, damn it.
Also, it has the life path system, which I think is still, which I still honestly really dig as a mechanic, and they brought that over. So if you're a huge fan of the Witcher continuity, you want to see all the different things you can come back from. Doc, are you back?
I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody.
Welcome back. No, thank
like,
you.
a bunch of my systems were just like, nah, B, and locked up on me. So that Witcher game sounds fucking awesome, though. Straight up, that sounds like a great time.
We're still sounding out who our fourth player is going to be.
Ooh.
Like, the locational damage is always such an interesting thought to me, in terms of like how that plays out and how you can sort of like make that to advantage. And in games that are specifically about like fighting monsters and hitting them in specific locations, like that's cool, man. Like that interests the hell out of me. You know, I'm definitely gonna sort of stick my nose in that business later. So to that, I'm going to say, all right, that was Rodin's turn. Rodin ran up and lit a dude on fire. That guy immediately starts fucking shrieking, and you can hear in his voice the sort of demonic undertones.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus.
As holy fire erupts out of his body. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, that would have been all of my actions. So I'm
Dope. And yes, Colin, this monster has mads. He has one mads. So now he needs to, in this turn, he needs to make a, you said Constitution
saving throw of, I believe it would be 14.
He does just meet that.
Okay, so then that means that the fire goes out.
So the fire goes out, so he's no longer on fire.
No.
You see as like he manages to sort of like steel himself and shake. The holy fire that you've, through your experience, have found to be quite potent, suddenly just dismisses, like is extinguished with like emotion. And he brings his sword up and takes a fucking swing at you.
It's okay, baby. There's plenty more where that came from.
21.
Damn it. I improved my armor and everything. This sucks.
He does 11 slashing damage as he swings his sword, and then moving around you makes a swing at Ariel.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
It would.
No, he's just moving. He's staying within everybody's attack range. He hasn't left anyone's attack range by moving up.
Gotcha. Okay.
He is flanked. That he did swing and misses. Critical fail. He rolled a 1 on that.
Haha.
Bugger, now you're in trouble.
Now you fucked up.
Aw, you tried to fight the snake lady.
Ariel, it is your turn. Matthias is on deck.
Let's see. Is she? I'm just gonna attack. Okay. So I assume a 17 isn't gonna hit. I don't get pack tactics for myself. That's for everybody else. I haven't used my bless yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, do you still have your bless if you want to use that?
If you don't mind. So 17, 18, 19.
That works. 19 hits.
Perfect.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Damn, son. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a real hit.
Oh, that hurt.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Yeah,
that
there we
is,
go.
what, 19 damage?
19 damage as
Yeah.
I laugh because he tried to hit me.
Like, it's not like it's
like-
that raging maniacal laughter. as you
The
fucking-
bonus action is I laugh and call him a pitiful fool and swing my axe.
Yeah, no, that hits. He's looking really fucking rough. But he's hanging in there. He's holding on. You still have another attack this round.
I have another. I will swing
Yeah.
again and get
Swing.
18.
18 hits.
And he's gonna take. Yeah.
2 and 4. 6 is enough. Your axe comes down hard. Bam! Like catching him between the neck and the shoulder with an overhand swing, and it splits his torso open a little bit. He absolutely collapses to the ground, and he's done. He collapses down.
Excellent. Excellent.
You still have your movement for this turn.
I do, and I'm going to use that movement to go over here. I'm gonna start. I want to be close enough so that my friends can come and like follow if they so choose. But close enough that when this guy comes out of whatever he's doing, I can,
Yeah, you start stalking towards your next prey.
Absolutely.
Matthias, it is your turn, and Calhoun's on deck, and then it's Quinn.
Can I actually reach the guy? No, I have to use my dash action to do that, right?
You can dash as a free action,
All right. Then I will dash
or as
up.
you can use your bonus to dash if you want to move up.
Yeah, it's going to cost me my stealth, but I'll dash up and try to put him down, I guess, or at least try to cripple him, if that's an option, just so it's not a full kill.
Yeah, if you're going for like non-lethal.
Yeah. Well, not. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, roll the hit.
All right. 1 sec.
What you got?
I have a lot apparently.
25 absolutely makes
Nice.
it. Roll
Nice.
damage, though you don't get your sneak attack because allies are not close by and you're not taking them by surprise.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get him. Nice.
Fucking bam with your rapier. You see he's like gripping the sides of his head, so he's not really defending himself super well as you move up. One of his fucking eyes like locks onto you though as you move up to him, and he's just like, no, and you still fucking get a shot in on him.
Oh God.
All right. It is Calhoun's turn. In this moment, Agent Calhoun, he sort of straightens up a little bit, twists his neck, turns over to Rodin, aiming his hand towards him, and lets off a heal. Rodin, you are healed for 30 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess we're in like a church. We could probably let loose a little bit. I assume they'll help heal us.
All right. And that is going to be his turn. Quinn, you are up. Rodin, you are on deck.
So, yeah, okay. I just had a thought I'm gonna keep to myself. I was like, he's so much better than my real dad.
Don't worry, he's better than all our dads. It's fine.
Alright, I will try sleep again, but at second level. Let's see how that works. Hiya!
Ah.
26, I guess?
26. You're hitting with a sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me your charisma, your spell check ability.
Hiya! 20.
20.
Ooh.
Okay,
Nice.
dope. So you reach out with this spell to put him to sleep. You see the magic slam into his body and start to take hold. There is this like shuddering as it happens. You see sort of like with your ability to kind of like pick up on these sorts of things a bit with magic, you see that like whatever entity that it is that is possessing this individual is what got hit by your magic and is struggling. You see the guy, as he's screaming and holding his head, sort of start to gain agency over his actions. That's going to give people advantage when they attack him. Rodin, you are up.
Jump!
Yeah, I'm gonna charge him. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there.
Fuck yeah.
So I still have the flaming sword situation going on.
Fuck yeah.
It lasts for 1 minute with concentration, and I haven't been hit since I cast it.
So rad.
So let's see how this goes. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, roll to hit.
You have advantage because he is currently being fucked with soups hard. So that 22 absolutely hits.
Okay. So also I'm going to check out something really fast here. I want to use my divine smite.
Okay.
So when I hit a creature with my melee weapon attack, I can expel 1 spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target, in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each spell slot higher than first, to a maximum of 5. So I'm going to connect with my... So I want to do non-lethal. So I want to put him out. If that's okay.
You know what? Under normal circumstances, a holy smite would not be something that I would say you can do non-lethally. But
I'll just want to put it on my sword, right, and just hit him with the flat of it. So I just at him with.
You literally want to try to beat the devil out of him.
Basically.
To try to target the infernal energies within this person rather than the person himself.
I want to knock the demon clean out of him. Yeah.
You know what? You're in a church, and this is your fucking church. I'll allow it.
Okay. The damage is increased by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend.
Yep.
Does that come into play here?
It absolutely comes into play.
Okay. So it's going to be...
True, you're targeting the fiend within him.
Yeah, so I haven't used any of my second level spells, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do it as a second level spell slot. So it'll be 4d8 extra damage. So I'm gonna do initial dueling style.
Sorry, did you say 4d8 extra damage?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! All right.
God.
Very dangerous. What do you want?
Paladins, my man.
Sorry, wrong.
When Paladins get there, I'm scared.
This one, I think. I don't know. I don't know what button I'm pushing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's longsword. You're swinging one-handed with that roll. That's your roll to attack.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're using 2 hands for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. So let me.
Yeah, you have
roll
advantage.
Manually. I don't know what button I'm pushing. 1d10 plus 1d. So it's okay. Roll 1d10. So I get 3, and then which is just kind of a courtesy.
Okay.
And then roll 4d8. Ow.
13. So that was 16 damage altogether.
And then I get another 1d6 for funsies for lighting him on fire.
Yep.
And that's another 4.
This motherfucker
So it's
bursts
20
into
damage
flames. As you come over here, bam! You lay in the power of your god, the defense of the innocent and the banishment of corruption into this individual. The fire bursting out of him. Yeah, you see the light in his eyes go from that hard, deep, smoldering red coals to this bright white light starts shooting out of him. In that moment, as this guy is just screaming and yelling, your command is still effective on him. The sleep spell, the radiant sort of banishment magic that you're using here with your holy smite, all of these things together gives this dude a moment of agency, like fully over himself, screaming in agony. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn, though, Rodin.
Yes, that would be it.
Okay. Screaming in agony, this guy stumbles over towards the massive basin of holy water that is there by the door, grabs the sides of it, and dunks his head into the water. The water immediately erupts into boiling and steam shooting off in all these different directions. The guy, after like 2 seconds of just head in the water, screaming into it and bubbling and boiling, the water turns this inky black color. He comes up out of it. You see that he's not on fire anymore. There's no more glowing in his eyes or anything. And immediately he stumbles back and falls unconscious onto the ground. So we'll move that, and we'll remove that as well. That he immediately stumbles backwards, falls to his back, and falls unconscious. The holy water now like turned to this inky black color, spills to the floor as he stumbles backwards. It seems to move across the floor quickly up to where the other bodies of these gentlemen are, like the pile of gore and the 2 corpses that are there, which are quickly consumed in a disgusting fucking display of crunching bones and blood and sinew crunching together to form some large demonic entity now standing in the center of the church.
That was a really cool sound effect.
Thank you.
Man, that was actually good.
You guys now have this thing here. The cultist guards no longer have a turn, but now you guys are... Where is it? There we go. We have to roll initiative for this creature and put him in the order as the guards no longer have turns. It comes in at a 20.
Okay, but that means that if he's going to slot into the order, then we've got a couple of turns before he goes.
Sorry, I got to select him and do it again. Oh, it was another 20. That's wild.
God.
Yeah, I got to move him
Yeah, he's at the
up
end
to that
right
position.
now. God.
So, Ariel, you are up. Matthias, you are on deck. I want everybody to give me... I'm going to say, if you want to know what this is, that's a religion roll.
It's a motherfucking death claw is what it is. Jesus.
It looks like a death claw made from bones and sinew and flesh.
Dog.
Yes.
Because like the cultists are being led by like my specific people to a degree, would I have an easier time identifying it?
I would say you absolutely have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have advantage on this because you grew up in a culture of people that dabble in this shit. So yeah, you got a 19. Yeah, Quinn has you are familiar with demons and shit. You have never seen a demon this size before, not in person.
Yep.
The people that attacked and killed your family when you were a child were involved in this kind of shit, but you never dug in to what the fuck this stuff is. At least not this specific entity. Nicole, Ariel absolutely knows this is a bone devil. These things are fucking serious. These things are made from and feed on the bones of the living. They are not fucking cool. And to that, though, Rodin, not only do you know what this kind of demon is, you know that this demon right now is being sufficiently depowered because it's standing in your fucking church. This is holy ground.
House,
this thing is standing out.
My house.
Yeah, this is my house. So this is standing on holy ground in the Church of Helms. So this thing is going to be struggling to maintain its existence on the prime material plane. It's
Imagine he gets summoned. He's like, "Oh, this sucks."
yeah, like its attachment
Like,
to this
oh,
realm
no.
of existence is tenuous at best. But they are, even with that, still super fucking deadly. Like, members of your order are not to engage with these entities unless you're like high rank, which you're not. So that puts you in this position. Ariel, you are up, and Matthias, you are on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna move upwards slightly so that I'm kind of face to face with it. And like, I'm still raging. I'm just gonna swing at him. Like,
Get it. You attack with advantage. It's 224s. Baby, look, those 224s are natural.
Nothing quite like
I rolled
natural
two
pair.
19s less.
Not like quite like a natural pair. Roll for damage.
So that's 11 for the first attack.
Bam.
And then let's do this again.
Ooh,
That's a crit.
So do I roll damage twice, or?
When you click for damage, battle axe two-handed in the chat, it'll include the fact that it was a critical strike.
Excellent.
nice.
Yeah, so there we go. So you
Excellent.
got that D10 and that D10. Each of them got a +2, and you got that rage damage on top of it.
Yep.
So there we
I
go.
just love that this huge
Equals
horror.
that. Yeah, so you're looking at 16 damage.
16. Yep.
I love how this huge
Plus
horror
the
abomination
11.
turned up, and just Nicole went, "Fuck your 50-inch point, Banaba, Banaba."
I'm like, I don't like you.
Yeah. Shit, it's a bone devil. Fuck bone devil. So like immediately lays into him.
Fuck Bone Devils, I ain't no bitch. Just run at
Fuck
it.
this and fuck my parents for summoning me. Like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, I'm feeling 100% right now. I'm ready to kick this like Bone Devil's ass. I don't.
Yeah. You fucking lay in 1, 2 hard strikes against it. This creature stumbling a little bit from your attacks. Matthias, you are up.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do the best.
Stand
Don't
near
jump
me,
back.
Matthias. Stand near me, Matthias. Stand
You
near me.
think? You think? Ariel, you think? It's like you just see him coming up, and he's just like, "What do you think I'm gonna do, Ariel?" So I move
That's
up.
just I'm like patting the ground. I'm like, here.
Help! Help!
Move. Let's go for my stealth.
And you have advantage in melee.
Running past behind.
Oh, I don't have to roll stealth because I have the advantage, and my sneak attack will go off anyway because we're flanking.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, you're next to an ally, so you get your sneak attack damage, and because you're next to Ariel specifically while she's raging, you get advantage on attacks.
Does the 18
With that, I'm gonna say an 18 hits.
Oh, thank God. 13 piercing, and with my sneak, give me a hot second to roll it.
Yeah.
13,
That's minus
26.
another 13.
Yeah.
And I will,
Bam.
I will take my bonus action to stealth, not to get the bonus, but so he doesn't know I'm fucking here.
No.
Describe to me how you stealth from a gigantic demon while you're standing right next to him and stabbing him. I'm not saying you can't. Tell me how you do this.
That
I am yelling at the demon.
I hide behind the angry woman. It's like she's a barrel, and I'm just like, this is her. I'm just going.
Typically, you can use your bonus to either disengage or stealth.
I know.
but let me check,
It was
though.
too much.
Hold on,
It was too
hold
much.
on, let
It
me
was
check.
too much.
What's his swing range? Like, does his attacks? You're not leaving his range of attack, so you could do that without provoking an attack of opportunity. He has a 10-foot attack range.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't logically make. Like the best. If I was gonna disengage, I'd go back to this pillar, and then I wouldn't be here. So let's just forgo the stealth action because it
Okay.
doesn't. There's no good way to do it.
You know what, though?
Very
With a
clean-
20, I will take 20 stealth in you attempting to somehow drop aggro,
It's like-
using your abilities as a rogue to like maybe misdirect.
Like, he like stabs it and is like, "Oh damn, is that a barbarian?" And
Yeah,
he's
no,
like,
no.
"I-
It's just he looks at Matthias, and Matthias looks back at him. He's just like, "Did you do that? Nah, man. It's that psycho over there with
See
a different."
that crazy lady?
Don't look at me. Someone's throwing stuff.
So this is what happened.
Someone's throwing
right?
stuff. Oh.
Guys, Guys, he basically threw his knife at the ground. The knife bounced, hit the bone devil, and then he caught it, and he was just like, I don't know where that came from. Whoa!
Magic.
He's got it on like a string, like vendor's coins. So he's like,
Just
Hey, look,
holding this
runs.
rapier going.
All right. Calhoun's up, and then it's the Bone Devil, and then Quinn is up. Calhoun, seeing this creature suddenly get summoned in, takes a step up, and you see him again take that like hard, wide stance, as his like fucking suddenly carries like a huge amount of extra weight, rears back and punches into this thing. There is a flash of holy energy as he squares into the side of it with one of his gloves. Rodin, you would recognize this as a smite.
I don't know what he is anymore.
He is a paladin who's fighting hand to hand.
You gave him the hand-to-hand combat feat, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave him what is it? Barroom brawling that lets him have proficiency in hand-to-hand combat, and then I gave him custom gloves because
Go.
brass knuckles and or fighting gauntlets isn't something that's necessarily within the rules, but it's not unallowed. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna give him like a thing. He cranks in and slams into this creature, doing a pretty hefty amount of damage to it, his mustache bristling in the golden light. And then it is the Bone Devil's turn. It immediately wheels around and takes a swing at each of you who are standing next to it. First, taking a swing at Calhoun, and he misses that. He beefs that.
Oh, thank God.
Then
completely beefs.
swings at Matthias. Does a 14 hit?
No.
A 14 does not hit you?
He
Wow,
misses
that's
me by a
magical.
legitimate 1.
Oh my god. Okay. And
That's
then
magical.
wheeling around with his sort of like this barbed thing on the end of his tail, makes a sting at our good friend Ariel here. Ariel,
Hits.
does a 20 hit?
It absolutely hits.
Yarp. All right, so you take 7 piercing damage plus 24 poison damage.
Don't take any poison damage. I'm a UNT.
UNT has resistance and or immunity to poison damage. Is it resistance or immunity?
Here, let me look it up right now while we do that.
Yeah.
Come on, coach, I want in. I'm so jazzed.
You're almost there, I promise.
I'm so jazzed. It's an actual demon, and I'm
that's
a
a
paladin.
monster.
It's like, give me the goods.
Pure blood.
Using poison damage and
you
the
want-
poison condition as monsters. UNT. Da 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 da.
Here, Wikidot.
Poison gets
That should help
immunity
me.
to that. Yeah, completely fucking. I'm pretty sure you want to
Poison
like.
immunity. You are immune to poison damage and poison conditions. Yes, I am
Yeah.
immune.
Because I know as monsters in the Monster Manual, UNT have that, but yes, as a playable race, the UNT have poison immunity. So that poison damage does fucking nothing to you. It
And I
stings
take
you
4
with its
damage.
tail. Yeah, you take 4 damage because you're raging instead of 7.
Yep.
The
Yep.
poison that it injects into your system has no effect on you whatsoever. There is the briefest moment where you're like, maybe this is why my people summon these things, because they can't
Yeah,
hurt us
like-
a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, because you know that like these things, imps and a lot of other fucking demons have like poison, sting bullshit, or like claws or fangs or some other kind of crap like that, which just full stop doesn't affect you. So you're good. The Bone Devil absolutely clocks that though. He does see that does not affect you. Quinn, you are up. Rodin, you are on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Hideous laughter.
I need to hear the
Oh my
joke you
God.
tell him.
Joker, yeah, like.
I need to hear the joke that you tell him.
Cautious!
Sam.
Hideous laughter. Concentration up to a minute. Creation of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny. Falls in a fit of laughter if this spell takes effect. They have to succeed a wisdom saving throw or
14.
fall prone.
So my DC is 14.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. They have to roll against a 14. See if that
They have to
works.
roll against a 14. What is the
Please
joke
get
that
a
you
one.
tell him?
Your mom.
I guess you got nobody to deal with.
Ha ha.
Ah,
Because he's bones.
yeah.
You make this largely awful pun in the house of God. And in that moment, the demon kind of like turns to Quinn and just like levels a very flat expression in her direction. It sadly does not take effect.
I'll give
A
Bardic
creature
Inspiration
with
to...
intelligence 4 left isn't affected, and then at the end of each of its turns, it can remake the thing. If it's triggered by damage on a success, they just don't get incapacitated by it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Ariel.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration to Ariel.
Yes.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
That's
You-
terrible.
She
Like
found
that
my
joke,
joke
you
funny.
can succeed. What?
She found my joke funny, so...
terrible.
Just fucking. You tell that joke, and it echoes through the holy halls of the Church of Helm, and just the one fucking the UNT barbarian middle of the fight. Like,
Yeah.
in the middle of the fucking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Ronan, you are up. Ariel, you are on deck. What's up, Ronan?
So I'm gonna move up to the bone demon. I'm gonna stand beside Ariel, right there.
Dope.
Nice. Good place to
I'm going
stand.
I was gonna be like, I need the buffs. I need them so bad.
Well, you get them if you're standing in this space as well,
Okay.
because
So
technically
Yeah.
still adjacent.
okay.
Yeah.
I need them buffs. I need them so bad. And then I'm going to make an attack one-handed, so I get my what's it
Okay.
called? My dueling bonus. So one-handed attack, go.
That hits.
Fog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Pog as
1d8.
fuck, dude.
Roll that. So I get 6 damage. I'm going to use Divine Smite again. I think I
Smite.
can use Divine Smite. I can expend a spell slot to
I'm
do radiant damage.
lethally.
It doesn't say how many times I can do that, so it's just like use the spell slots, go.
Yeah,
So,
it's the amount of smites you have per day is equal to like your bonus on one of your stats. I'm pretty sure. But you know what? You raise a very good question. I'm just gonna write how many smites per day. How many
doesn't
smites can you
say.
Any
use?
smites today?
You can use one spell slot per smite, and that's pretty much it.
that's
You
what I'm saying.
you get to smite until you run out of spell slots. Fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 6 plus 18 plus 4.
Oh. I can't believe we're gonna kill the bone demon. He's going to be so upsetty.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys.
For being on fire.
And then he's got a roll for being on fire. What's his save against that? Was it Constitution?
Yeah, it's Constitution
God.
of 14, I believe.
He does make that.
That's fine.
So the fire does not take hold on him.
That's fine. But I got
I survived because the fire inside burned hotter than the fire outside of me.
Okay, no more of that.
And that's enough of that.
So,
So yeah,
rude.
fucking clocked him hardcore. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, 28 total.
Hell yeah. You fucking lean into this thing hard. with your sword.
Lightsaber.
Again, it's on holy ground, and this is a fiend. Absolutely. So, like, this is the shit you were trained for in its purest form, defending the innocent against corruption.
Yes.
Your sword cuts into this thing hard. It's still standing. It's still looking pretty fucking rough. Like, it's definitely taking damage, but it's still on its feet.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
That would be it, yes. Because I moved
All right.
and did my action. I think I'm good.
Ariel, you are up. Matthias, you are on deck.
The axe again.
Give
Get
him the
it.
business.
She is laughing at this bone creature because it had the audacity to even try.
Give him the business.
Does a 19
hits.
hit? Nice.
Get it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but that's okay. Because I can do it again.
Yeah.
21 also hits.
Jesus Christ, swinging
Excellent.
like a baseball player.
So 5
so
and 9,
5,
14
so
damage
8,
altogether.
Yep. 14.
Blam.
As I swing at this man's
You
not man's.
crank fucking hard strikes into this creature over and over. Chunks of bone and sinew and muscle and just like flesh start cracking and shattering off the sides of it. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I will stay right here.
Dope. Matthias, you are up. Then it's Calhoun, the Bone Devil, and then Quinn.
Well, I do believe I can stab him with a rapier somehow, despite the fact that he's mostly made of bone.
Yeah, get it.
I don't know.
I'll get
I
it.
didn't
between
invent
those bones.
the physics.
Ha ha ha! Ha!
27 absolutely fucking hits.
With advantage, and my sneak attack goes off, so let's see what damage I get.
Oh, already positive.
9 piercing plus your sneak attack.
Nice.
It's blue.
20.
Oh, because it was a fail and a success.
What? Oh, I see.
On the D6,
Oh.
it was a 1 and a 6, and then a 4. So it gave you a blue 11. So altogether, that's 20 damage.
Boys, we got to be bringing him down at this point. He's gotta be
Shazam!
fighting
I should not be doing this well in this situation.
So
I'm pretty
as,
sure like a bone demon has like 200 something HP though. Like I'm
It's
scared.
wicked high HP. I'll tell you guys later
Yeah.
once, if and when this fight's over.
If this
Ariel's
fight
like
ends.
just smashing into it with her axe, and as Rodin is like blasting away with it with radiant energy, it like breaks some of the bones apart, and you see some of like the fleshy construct underneath, and that's where you're making your strikes. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm scared. I'm doing
All
well in this
right,
moment.
Calhoun is up. He takes this turn to reach over and cast another healing spell on Rodin. Rodin, you gain 20 HP.
Yay!
Nice.
I am now full health.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to give the creature a little slap on the rumpus. That'll do, I'm going to say, about that much damage.
The frumpus.
Yeah, after he casts that, and then he, like, you know, squares up again, gets like a little left jab. And it is the Bone Devil's turn. Bone Devil's looking like it's in rough fucking shape.
As it should be.
As it should be, as it is, it swings at the party, swinging a claw at Matthias. Does a 15 hit you?
That just hits my armor class.
Just hits you. You take 6 + 4 slashing damage.
It's not bad.
That's not so bad.
I'm not great. I'm not great.
This creature, shrieking in anger, makes a swing at Rodin. Does a 12 hit you?
No, it does not.
Does not. Then it turns with its tail and makes a sting attack at Calhoun. A 15 thankfully does not hit.
My God.
Oh.
I don't care if any of us die. Calhoun needs to live.
Yeah, it attempted to get a like fucking stab in with its tail. Calhoun deflects it with one of his gloves, just narrowly dodging out of the way of it. It trims just brushing the side of his mustache. Quinn, you are up, and then Rodin, you are on deck.
Okay. How is everybody's HP?
I think we're all full except for Matthias, who's got a little nicks.
I have
I-
less than half my hit points if you
four.
are concerned.
Okay. I will cast
Your
cure.
HP's
cure
not
wounds.
tracking. Are you tracking your HP on your character?
Yeah, it's in the temp hit points thing. That's what I'm doing. So, hang on.
There is another box for your hit point, right?
There
You go.
That's
There it
that's,
is. Okay.
that's the hit points I have.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I'm like looking at the thing, I was like, why does it say you have full HP?
I do not.
You just got slapped. What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will cast cure wounds on Matthias.
Cure wounds. Matthias, you gain plus a D8 plus a spellcasting ability modifier.
5.
5. You gain 5 HP.
I am above half now. Yeah,
oh, that's good.
I'm still very hurt.
Oh,
Yes. You are very
Words hurt. Bone demons hurt more.
Significantly more.
It sucks, guys. Quinn, is that your turn?
I will also cast my last bardic inspiration on Rodin.
Rodin!
Yay! Thank
You
you.
got Bardic Inspiration. You are up. This thing's looking worse for wear. What do you do?
Okay. So I have to. I'm gonna smash it again. Is what I'm gonna do. So
Get
I'm gonna
it.
long sword it up, and I'm gonna go. Whoa! And I got
24
22.
fucking hits, dude.
Pardon?
24 hits?
Perfect.
I do.
Wait, do I get this? Do I have a second attack this whole time? Oh, we'll come back to that.
We will come back to this.
It's fine. Don't worry. So then I'm gonna do Divine Smite again. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
do it at a first level spell slot. I'm running at a spell slot,
That's all right.
but I should.
Oh,
I
it's
do
not.
have-
We have a bone demon.
You do indeed get an extra attack at 5th level.
Okay. Whoopsies. Okay,
That's okay.
so I'm
Now we-
using.
That's fine.
So I'm using one of my spell slots, so I'm gonna do 3d8 instead of 4 this time. So I'm gonna roll. Ha! So 7, and then roll 3d8 for 19,
Not Jesus Christ.
and then 1d6.
26
I
plus
still have not been hit.
3.
You have my
29.
bardic inspiration if you want to use it again.
So let me tell you, Jordan, your sword lights up with holy power. You
Doesn't even
raise
look
it
like my
above your
sword
head.
anymore. It's almost like an incarnation of a different sword that has long been lost to legend.
Yeah. So
It's called the
you-
Fuckbringer in Legend.
you bring this sword up. How do you want to do this?
So as he's whirling around trying to attack my party members, and he swings past me, I get in under his guard and I bring my sword up, just kind of like one time like that, and I strike his head clean from his body. And
Oh, fuck yeah.
The whole construct just collapses into a juddering mess on the floor.
Yeah, you fucking get in under that guard, swing up, that head comes clean off with this blast of holy energy. And the body of the bone devil collapses to the ground with like a heavy fucking thud as it just fucking collapses down. Congratulations, you guys. You have felled the bone devil.
I get a promotion now, right?
You should.
Technically,
do you
level would be great.
Do you say that to Calhoun?
Yeah, right. Like I get a promotion now, right? Like that was a big deal.
Hey, Church Dad, are we technically paladins now?
Looking over the smoldering, dissolving into white ashes remains of the bone devil, Calhoun looks over top of it to Rodin and goes, "Son, I gotta tell you, that's some mighty impressive work. All of
Hey,
you.
Dad's proud of me.
I'm gonna put in some words with the upper brass. You absolutely deserve a promotion."
Fuck
In that moment, the light of the Church of Helm basks down upon you guys, despite the fact that it's kind of twilight at this point in the day. And you guys are not only restored to full health, all of your spells and abilities are restored.
Can I do something cinematic?
Yeah, what's up?
So since my sword, I wanted to say, is like still glowing from striking the demon down, I want to plunge it into the bath of holy water in the front of the church to cleanse it from being gross from that guy who put his face in there.
Yeah.
The large like colander has sort of been turned onto its side, and most of the stuff has was like spilled out and formed into this creature, but there is still some of it there. Do you want to like push it back up into its upright position and then stick your sword in?
I'll give a
Basically,
hand.
yeah.
I'll give a
Fuck
hand
yeah,
to
dude.
help
Do me a religion roll.
Okay. Eh.
It was with advantage, so it was 24. I forgot to say. You stick your sword down into this, and there is a wash of holy energy that sort of like drowns down out of your sword into the water. The water is cleansed again, so you have like a small pool of holy water now in the bottom of this basin.
Yeah.
What was
A
like
little bit
a
of hope.
full fucking bath for like a while is now like sort of the last like fifth of whatever was in it previously.
From the shreds of hope comes victory.
All right, you guys are
Something,
kind of
something.
cooking around in the church here. What are you guys doing?
Something heroic. Something.
Something.
Don't we still have a dude? What's the deal with this dude?
Yeah, you
right
still
here?
got that one guy lying on the ground there.
unconscious?
Yeah, he's passed out.
Who wants to help me interrogate this guy?
Yeah, we can do that.
Ariel's there. Ariel's ready.
Cool.
Can I talk to him?
Sure, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll move it back to like the church panel here. You guys are still standing in the foyer. I'm gonna take everybody out of the turn order thing here, and we will close that.
Well,
There we go. All right, so you guys are standing within the church. You have this guy. He is unconscious. He appears just to be sleeping, lying on the ground. You hear him muttering a little bit to himself.
Quinn, he's all yours.
Okay. I'm going to try and shake him awake, very gently.
As you shake him, he was. You think it sounded like he was almost like singing to himself as he was lying on the ground. And then as he wakes up, he sort of bleary-eyed looks around at all of you. Goes like, wait, what's all this then? Wait, why am I all wet? What's going on here?
Well, you were possessed.
Possessed? Well, I think God remembers something like that. And he kind of looks, his eyes then draw over to the mass of gore and ashes in the middle of the room, and then sort of to the other things. He goes, or maybe I wouldn't. You know, that's possible.
Just a tiny bit. So, I need you to tell me the last thing that you remember,
Right,
If-
there was...
if you please.
Absolutely. It was an explosion up at the palace.
Mm-hmm.
And we were drawn in. We were told the free folk were attacking, and we were told to line up to receive sort of like a magical boon from the Lord Regent.
Mm-hmm.
And he was painting stuff, holy symbols, he said, on people, and that's it.
That's all you remember.
Aye.
Okay.
God, my head's killing me. It's like a nightmare.
You did.
Yeah.
You did really well. You fought against the demon that was inside of you.
Oh, that's good to hear. It's not all embarrassing. He sort of chuckles a little bit, looking around.
No, we need to find who did these things to you. It's very important. Are you sure it was the Lord Regent who blessed you and you can't remember anything past that point?
Well, Lord Regent and some spooky-looking priests in robes.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we don't get paid to ask questions as much from the nobility, so we just did as we were told.
Do you remember any kind of symbols on their robes?
I mean,
Anything
yeah.
that looks like a snake or anything that looks like a like a something out of the ordinary for, like, it's obviously not, the eye like from here, right?
He shakes his head. He says, "No, there was just the Lord Regent, some spooky-looking fellows in dark robes. They didn't have any symbols on them or anything like that. They had a book with a bunch of writing in it I've never seen, but then again, I can't read. So just didn't look familiar. You know what I mean? Didn't look like common. And there was a fucking blonde fellow, wouldn't stop smirking, was standing there as well.
Blonde fellow. Do we remember any sort of blonde fellow since nearby?
Hold up. What race was he?
Oh, human.
What was he wearing?
What was he wearing?
Yeah.
Like his clothes?
Weapons.
Oh, cool. He sort of like, he had like a black and red tunic on, brown leather pants, boots, gloves, usual stuff. His fancy blonde coiffed hair. Didn't really get a good look at him. Had a chin kind of like this, and he like makes a little point at the middle to indicate like a dimpled chin.
That we can build anybody?
One of yours? Matthias? One of yours, Matthias?
Complicated?
He is ringing a bell to you, obviously.
What's that?
He is ringing a bell to you, obviously, though, right?
It's
Someone you know?
Like, we won't go into it, but like you that makes sense to you, though, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it does. We've met.
How many men did he give this symbol to?
Oh, there was a bunch of us lined up. Not all the guards were there, though. A bunch of them were missing. Guard captain wasn't there. A whole bunch of people from the prison were missing. But I heard there was a breakout.
Doc, do we know who the guard captain is?
Garthus.
Okay, so Garthus isn't compromised, likely. Okay, good. Oh, because of the whole prison thing.
Yeah, because of the prison break. He was fighting against the cultists there last you saw.
We need to find Garthus and tell him what's happening here.
We need to find Garth so we can verify our innocence. Because if he's missing, he's either dead or captured.
God, I hope he's not dead.
This is bigger than just Garthus, guys. This is the entire city at this point,
I know.
if not the entire country, that's going to be compromised.
So what do we do then? Sorry, just before in case I meta anything, do I know who this person is? Like, do I know that you're related to?
The only person at this point who knows that Fargus is probably my brother is Matthias, really.
Okay, so I wouldn't know that. Okay.
Do we want to just have a scene where we powwow about what we know and just have a talk about what we know?
That's up to Quinn if she wants to.
We're
share
gonna
that.
talk.
All right, so, Calhoun, do you mind if this man takes some rest somewhere?
Yeah, I'll bring him downstairs.
And you see he like helps the guard up onto his feet, and kind of like as they're walking away, you hear him just go, "First possession, huh?" And he's like patting him on the shoulder as he walks him towards some of the priests standing in the distance, who like take him into a patient room. You guys are left now standing alone in the middle of the church hall.
All right, let's go somewhere that's a little more private, just because this is a very big hall.
There's a room just off to the left of where you guys are that has like books and desks and stuff in it, like a scribe's room. There's nobody in there presently.
All right.
I'll close the door behind us.
Can someone with good perception make a perception roll just to check to see if we've got anyone who could be listening?
Yeah.
Check the room.
So I rolled a 22.
22, yeah, like you know this room. You know if there was somebody in here, like where they would be hiding. You fucking sniff around the room real quick, like, no one in here.
Yeah, room's clear. We're good.
Okay. Well, first things first. Quinn the Vivacious is essentially my stage name.
Mm-hmm.
My real name is Diana of House Copperway. So, Fargus of House Copperway is my brother. He's supposed to be dead, considering the fact that the entirety of my family was sacrificed to cultists.
No way. So
I only escaped because of Fargus, but as soon as I was escaping, Fargus was being pulled by the cultists, supposedly to his death. So I thought for sure he died and I was the only survivor. I have been hiding since because, for all I know, they still want to finish this ritual. And they do, because Fargus told me as such.
So do you think they're doing all of this just to get at you?
Not
Or do you
necessarily
think
to get
maybe
at
they've
me.
given up and they're going after something else now?
I know that I'm a part of this. I don't know why, and I don't
Right.
know to what extent, but I do know that this is going to be bigger than me if they're going after the king and queen.
Well, okay. And Matthias, do you feel like sharing?
Okay. So the blonde man's name, it's not really his name because he doesn't have a name, because when he was born, he was taken from his home, or bred in relative captivity,
Okay.
and trained for about some 20-odd years in the art of assassination and murder.
This is how you know him.
I do, because we
Okay.
grew up together.
Oh, I see.
His name is Shiro, and he was one of their dropouts like me, except we both passed the test to be kept in.
Okay,
I
so you're
left,
like a black sheep type of thing?
kind of. The dropout procedure for the Assassin's Guild that he works for is to take a bunch of 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids who didn't do that well, throw them in a pit with a bunch of knives, and say, last one standing lives.
Oh, that's grisly. Okay.
It was me and him at the end.
Okay.
I left shortly after,
Mm-hmm.
for, I think, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So if he is here, it means he's been hired and he's been employed. And he's the reason we got out of jail. He talked me
Or is it sporting?
He talked me into breaking everyone out.
Okay. So
He's being passively he's probably being employed to assist on strategic assassinations and deployments and things like that. Personally, I think he's here to get me back.
So you don't think there's anything more in it than personal vendetta or money? Like there's no reason for him to want to push this demon thing forward.
He's here because the guild is getting paid to have him here.
For sure. Okay.
He couldn't give a shit about what's going on in this nation. He's the only reason he stuck around is he figured out I was here, and we've
Okay, so he's muscle. Okay.
kind of.
So he's not pulling strings or anything like that.
No, he's here. He's here specifically because someone wanted a really good killer on their payroll.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how. Sorry, go ahead, Quinn.
Fargus is still not even the person I think who's even the head of this. He's definitely the face, considering the fact that he's actively talking about helping everything else, right? But there is somebody who's got to be above that.
Could he be doing this for local power since he was made the regent or something now?
I don't know. At this point, I was 10, 12.
Yeah, I guess there's no way to know, is there?
Well, there's two things that come to my head. You don't do demon summoning just for small kingdom manipulation, right?
Okay.
And if this cult has any presence anywhere else, it means that this is probably something on an international level.
And for some reason, they're trying to stir up a war with the forest folk, either as a means to an end or a distraction, right?
It's there's no reason not to assume that it's not both.
Okay.
Let's assume for a moment that if what Quinn said is true, and we're dealing in blood rituals that involve the sacrifice of blood. What's better than a war?
Yes.
And a prolonged war
Okay.
at that,
Okay.
which is perfect if
Okay.
you're getting into a war with a militia.
Right.
Because militia do not have open field battlefield engagements. They have strikes and limited engagements. Right?
Okay. So what's our next move then? 'Cause I still think that we need to secure the king and queen away from these guys.
We have to make up our mind whether or not we want to deal with this actively or passively, really. Because for the most part, we've kind of been dealing with shit as it comes, rather
Well-
than actively getting involved into it on a level where we actually want to have a presence in it beyond that.
Well, let's go around the table. What does everyone else think?
Simply, this is clearly part of the work of the peoples that I left. And I don't know why, and I don't know what they're planning to do, but I'm really sick of this shit. I would literally stab all of them if I could right now.
Okay.
They're
what do you think?
As it stands right now, they've killed my entire family, and well, they've killed the family that I know, and on top of that, they're hurting the innocents, which that's just wrong. Right? So, the thing that I can think of, I have a couple of ideas. There are a couple things that we could do. We could either, one, go to the free folk and see if we can try and come up with some kind of alliance for now. Two, we could try and rally up a resistance in the city itself, which will be difficult, but I'm pretty sure we could actually get somewhere. Or three, we leave and go to the Elven Kingdom and see if we can get some help from there.
I think the king and queen are as good as dead. I don't think there's any way we're gonna be able to save them. I think that going to the forest folk, the free folk, is probably our best bet, considering they have just declared war upon them.
If what I'm remembering from what happened when I was a child is correct, they may be keeping them alive just long enough in order for the ritual to be completed. For whatever ritual it is. We may have... It's considering Fargus is still alive, we may have a lot of time left, but I'm not sure.
At that, the door to the side room that you guys are in opens, and in steps in an elven woman dressed in green leathers with a number of feathers marking her pauldrons. Some of you may recognize her as the owl.
This is a strange place for you, Owl.
Hey, Hootie.
As she steps in, she gives a silent and measured look to each of you. And then finally, I hear you have been busy.
It's putting it lately. What brings you to the temple? I know it's not your usual haunt.
Word travels that the delivery of our leader's message was waylaid and turned into something sinister.
Well, that's
Yes.
grossly inaccurate, considering Quinn's still holding the message.
Quinn, do you have that message?
Yeah, I do.
She holds out her hand to take and inspect it.
Oh, go ahead.
She takes the parchment, unrolls it, looks at it, turns it over, looks at the back, turns it over again, looks at the front, rolls it back up and hands it to you again and says, "Okay. So it is a lie then."
There's more to this than just the war with your people.
Indeed, there is some kind of sickness alive and thriving within this city. More than politicians and nobles, more than just some flu. There's something wrong here.
We have a bad case of cultists, unfortunately. You saw the mess on the floor in the main room there. That was the
Demons.
remains of a demon.
She waits for a moment, thinking, before then turning to the group and saying, "The free folk would stand with you if you would have our aid within the city to come to the rescue of these innocent people that live under the boot of this corruption. We would free them. Should you call on us?"
So in other words, you'll follow our lead on our decisions involving that?
We will free these people.
Well, my concern is that your offer for freedom may not be seen that way, especially with the king and the queen as incapacitated as they are. We
I
fear
could
they may
say-
be already dead.
Only that you would then need to trust the direction of our leader.
Are you going to do that weird thing you guys do where you put people under a combat trial? Because if you do that with refugees, that's going to be a problem.
No, this is not our land. Not here. She points at the floor. We would not test people living in the city.
Okay.
She looks kind of like confused at the question. Like, that test is only for people in the woods. What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
But
I don't
like,
know when
understands, yeah, like understands that you're not familiar with those traditions, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this isn't there. Like, it's fine.
Big fight. You're like, what?
Insight, you said? Oh, sorry. I thought somebody rolled something. I thought I heard it. Tip.
No.
That's my bad. Okay. But yeah, she says, what would you like me to tell the animal?
I know what I want to do. Does anyone want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. The situation as I see it right now is this. There's a certain level of schema that they expect of us. Right. So let's
Okay.
look at it logically. Sorry, Al, you're just going to hear the group conversation. So, yeah.
She gives you like a respectful nod, and she says, I thank you for your trust in me.
So, in this situation, the enemy has under the impression that the constant minor attacks that they've placed on us have put us off kilter. Right? Because that's what it's been. We haven't had the opportunity to rally or prepare, and we have that moment right now. So let me ask this group a question. If we go out into the woods and we start doing external attacks, it'll be less effective because basically we're kicking into a war, and it's what they want. Right? We know by their decisions that they want this to escalate to a war. So that's not the right thing. If we piss off and we leave, they also want that. Right? Because it allows them to do things unchecked, and we can hope that the people here
Whatever
work
you
things
want,
out. But that's one thing or another. Me, personally, and I get it, Matthias is a bit of a jackass, and this is a jackass move, I say we disrupt it. All of it.
So rebellion.
If you want to call it that. Why not? Why not actively be the fly in the ointment? Why not actively look to disrupt the communication lines? Actively look to disrupt power structures. Make it not fun to be doing this. Actively look for cultist dens. Actively get scouted as cultists. Actively, and then find out where the networks are and disrupt them. There is still a lot of guards in this city who probably have a bit of a vengeance kick about doing this. There is still... This church just got attacked with a demon. That's a lot of paladins that are not going to like that happened.
Everybody give me a... actually, what's your passive perception, everyone?
Passive perception is 13.
9.
16.
Oh, hang on. I figured I was talking, mine wouldn't be going off, but... 11.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So down the list again, that was... I heard a 16. Anything better than a 16?
No.
Okay, so... Rodin...
Rank perception.
Rodin with a 16. You You hear a fire.
Oh,
Something's
no.
burning.
Something new.
And you hear the sounds of screaming in the distance.
Oh no. Jesus.
Is it within the building area? Sorry, that's not my question to ask.
No, it's a good question. Is it in this building?
It sounds like it's coming from outside.
Like outside. Okay.
Outside the church.
I'm gonna go check out what that is.
You're gonna like tell us and we can come with, or?
Yeah, like I hear something outside. It sounds like a fire.
Okay.
It's a distraction.
You guys
Yeah.
run to the front door of the church, which is insanely loud. And running to that area there, you guys open the door to see the city in a state of destruction. There are some bodies out in the street. Other than that, there are no peasants. You see on occasion an imp or another creature running by, skittering and screeching. There are fires you see on the different buildings in the distance. It seems that a lot of other shit that hit you guys is hitting other places.
They've already started.
To that, as you guys are standing at the door, Calhoun comes up to behind you guys, dragging a massive trunk with him. He slides it up towards you guys. It lands with a thud, and the lid pops open ajar a little bit. There is a collection of weapons and armor and items inside of it. As he kicks it towards you guys, he looks at each of you and goes, "It's time to suit up."
Yeah.
All right.
Suit up and
gonna-
do what?
I'm gonna look over at the owl, and I'm gonna go tell the animal that he has one noble at least in his corner. Diana House Copperway is going to war.
Yeah.
To that, you see a smile actually curl up on the edges of her lips, entirely the first expression she's shown the whole time you've known her. She gives you a nod, steps out the door, and turns into a massive owl and leaps up into the air, disappearing into the smoke.
It's literal. Okay.
And when you ask Calhoun, what do you mean, like, what for? He looks to the trunk, looks to you, and says, "Whatever it is you need to do." And with that, nods to your team and then walks back into the church, assumedly to go to get his own equipment. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to wrap today's game.
Yeah.
All right.
So excited though.
We just took this from being a quest-based thing to some serious Thieves World shit, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
So with that, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for coming out. This has been a huge amount of fun running this game with you guys. Once again, I am being your kind and benevolent DM, Dr. Tarawa. We are joined by our just amazing players that we have here. We got Big Mike, and we've got Nicole, and we've got Sam, and we've got Jordan with us here tonight.
Woo!
Hell yeah. And I want to give a big thanks as well to the people that I've got on this lovely screen here. I'm just going to wait for that to switch over on the stream to make sure that that's working correctly, and it is. We got Tabletop Audio for the music. We got Pixabay and Free Pick and Photofunia for the pictures and the filtering. Thank you as well to Roll20, and of course, all of you lovely people at home watching us here on D20 Live. Thank you all so much for your support. The next episode, episode 6 of this campaign, will be the final episode in this run. So you guys not only have all of your HP and your spells and abilities back for defeating this demon within the Church of Helm, you are all now also level 7, and I will tell you between games what equipment Calhoun has brought you in the trunk of Dad's stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much,
Toys.
and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.